Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? Make sure everything's working properly. Everything seems to be going well. Hello, everyone. So I figured after a year of doing stuff with this channel, um, I figured I'd just do a tier list of all the stuff I've reviewed so far, as well as stuff I've played on stream and just other couple games I wanted to just throw in here for fun, really. Um, I do have them ordered, and I did grab all these images myself for this. From the order I've essentially I reviewed them on the channel. I did stuff I've played on stream, and then just other stuff I wanted to talk about. I realize my mouse isn't being captured, I don't think, so that's not very helpful. Or is it being captured? I can't tell. Yeah, I don't think it's being captured. Oh well. It'll be fine. Did I hear Christian in the background for a split second? No, that was that was this live stream being played through my desktop because I'm trying to make sure everything is working. And everything seems to be working, so yeah, that was just essentially me being played back. But yeah, so we'll just wait for a second, see if anyone else wants to hop in, and we'll get started. The roguelike reviewer ranker. I love Lucy's. Yeah, I just figured it's to be a fun thing to do after the tier list because I don't think this will take very long. We'll probably play a game for like an hour or two. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I haven't fully planned this out after the tier list. But yeah. I guess we'll just go ahead and get started. I'm not sure what order I want to do this in, but I mean, I might as well just do it in the order I did it on when I reviewed them. So we'll start off with Risk Rain 2. I'm gonna put this one in S tier. I've said it multiple times. This is one of my favorite roguelikes of all time. This is probably the roguelike that solidified the genre the genre is my favorite genre in gaming, honestly. I owe a lot to this game for getting me into and keeping me into this genre. I don't know. I don't really think I'd be playing a lot of the games I played if I didn't play this one. And I'm thankful that I did play it. It's a really great game. All of the items feel really powerful. The characters feel really good to play. There's a lot you can do in the game. It's just very fun overall as like a shooter. There's a lot of silly stuff you can do. The modding community is massive. There's a ton of great modded characters, modded enemies, modded bosses, modded items. Pretty much anything you can think of. Just go to the Thunder store, take a look. There's a ton of it that you can check out. There's just so much potential in this game. I'm excited to see what the next DLC is for it. The last DLC was really good. I really liked the new food items that they released. I like the new characters a lot they released. The new drones are all cool. Overall, it's just a blast to play. One of the best multiplayer roguelikes. That's a huge thing you can't say for a lot of roguelikes, unfortunately, is that it's a good multiplayer game. So that also just helps a lot with that how I feel about the game. This and Across the Obelisk, which is another one we'll get to earlier, are probably my go-tos in terms of I want to play a roguelike with my friends. So just big props to this game. Which is funny that we're following it up with Dead Cells, which has dethroned it as my favorite roguelike. At least right now. I have a very solid top 3 roguelikes. They're all on this list. I won't spoil what number 3 is. And they like to shuffle around for my top 3, because I do not... Hello, Pyros. Welcome to the live stream. But I won't spoil what my top 3 is. But my top 3 like to shuffle themselves around. I'm not a big, this is my favorite of blank guy. I've never have been. I have a tough time deciding what my favorite of anything is. So it's easier for me to have like a couple to go through. Dead Cells and Risk Rain are 2 of those. The third one we'll get to. But as of right now, Dead Cells is probably number 1. Risk Rain's probably number 2. But I could see this shifting anytime, honestly. Dead Cells is also a really great game. I love like I love all the movement that's in it. That's another good thing about Risk of Rain 2 is that there's a lot of fun like movement characters. Um, I'm done with that inside joke now because the teens ruin everything through insane immediate repetition. Fair enough, Pyros. But yeah, the Dead Cells. I love how fast paced it is, which is interesting because there's a lot of roguelikes that I like because of how slow paced they are, allowing for strategy to form. But I just find it really satisfying, the movement and the combos you can do in this game. Um, I'm a sucker for pixel art, and like even though it's like hyper stylized pixel art in Dead Cells, where you can barely tell it's pixel art anymore, I still really enjoy the art style. There's some humor in there as well. The game likes to not take itself super seriously, which lends itself to be more fun, which is very enjoyable, I feel. That's a lot of praise in this game. I think if you're gonna start out playing any roguelikes, I think these two are probably the top two I would recommend to start out. Hello, Duck Lord. Which is surprising because the next is Binding of Isaac, which was my introduction, and I'm sure a lot of people's introduction into roguelikes, which I'm gonna have to put in C tier, unfortunately. I have grown away from Isaac. When I first started playing roguelikes, of course this is my first one, I really liked Isaac. I still really do. And I think it has a solid place in like roguelikes. I see one of my favorite roguelikes, but not the other. Which one, Pyros? But anyway, back to Isaac. Isaac is also a great point to get in. But as I've played more roguelikes, I've learned that I think it's a good game. I'm glad it exists. I don't think the genre would be where it is if Isaac didn't exist. Because I think a lot of people, when they think of roguelikes, think of Binding of Isaac. Is there any Valentine/romance roguelikes for Valentine's Day? Probably. We can look into it. I love the Funko Pop collection in the background. Thank you. I love Risk Raid 2. It's a great game. One of the best, I think. But yeah, I think it's a solid roguelike. I'm very thankful I played it. I'm very thankful it exists. But as I've played more roguelikes, I've found it just isn't my style of roguelike anymore. I feel like I've learned that if I want a action roguelike kind of thing, I want it to be more fast paced, like Dead Cells, Risk of Rain. But if I want a more strategic, slow roguelike, I'm gonna probably go to a deck builder, such as Slay the Spire or Monster Train, Balatro, stuff like that. So I feel like it falls in like a middle point for me, to where I'm just kind of like, about it now. But it's hard to deny that it is a solid roguelike and things like that. The Binding of Isaac is it's so hard, I can't do anything in that game. It's definitely not an easy game. I agree with that. But I do think you can get pretty good at it pretty quickly, personally. It's definitely not like one of the most difficult ones. I do think Dead Cells tends to be a little bit harder of a roguelike than it. But yeah, no, it's a solid roguelike. I really do think it's just C tier for me personally. I wouldn't be surprised if many others disagree with me on that, and that's perfectly fine. I'm definitely alone on that opinion. I think it's kind of just mid, maybe a little overhyped at the moment. But that's just because of how I like to play roguelikes. Nothing wrong with Binding of Isaac. And I'm also going to put Slimekeep here as for a similar reason. Slimekeep is very similar to Gungeon, a game I don't have on here, but I have also played. It's a same thing as Isaac. It's one of the first roguelikes I've ever played. It's very fun, top-down, like twin stick shooter. But I'm gonna probably rank it lower because I can pick this game up like right now if I wanted to and beat the game immediately. It's not very difficult, I don't find. And it's very repetitive. I wish I had this 100%ed, but the two achievements I'm missing are super RNG related, and I hate those achievements, so I've just given up. Binding Isaac seems worse than it was because there's just been a ton of banger roguelikes after the genre exploded. Exactly. I think that's also a good point to point out too. That it helping explode the genre just led to more games being better than it, unfortunately. Hello, Toblerone. I don't see Loop Hero. I could put Loop Hero on here. I like Loop Hero. If the genre didn't explode in popularity, Binding Isaac would probably be an A or S, but because it exploded, Isaac has fallen off. I agree with that. I very much agree with that. I'm very thankful it exists, though, because I don't think the genre would be where it is without it. Same thing with Slay the Spire, the original deck builder for the genre. I do think this is a solid B tier. I do like it a little bit more than Isaac. I think that's just because I like deck builders a little bit more than I used to. I would have to agree as well. But yeah, so Slay the Spire, I'm putting in B tier. Solid roguelike, solid deck builder. Plenty of deck builders have taken inspiration from it and built upon it, such as Monster Train, which we'll get to later. I'm thankful it exists. I'm glad that it blew up because I think deck builders are some of the most fun you can have in a roguelike. For the opposite reason, like a game like Dead Cells in Risk Rain is fun because it's a more slow paced. You take your time to think about every decision, think about your build more. While in Risk Rain and Dead Cells, it's more of how do I actuate my build? Like, how do I actually mechanically do this and beat the game with my pure mechanical skill? This is more, how do I beat this game with my strategy working and my know-how of the game? Escape the Gungeon, Binding Isaac, and Slay the Spire tripped and fell down the staircase so that other games could use the elevator. That's really funny. And a good way to put it, unfortunately, because I'd have to agree. These games being so big and so popular just essentially let the next to come be better games, which is great for the genre, and I'm thankful they exist. I'm glad a lot of people are understanding of this, because one of my biggest regrets with my review of Isaac is that I gave it a higher score than what I would have wanted to now, because I was a little bit I was thinking I was valuing it being a building block a little bit more than my personal enjoyment for it, which is not really what a review from someone should be. I feel now I've changed my kind of philosophy of that. I would probably rank Isaac a little bit lower in the score. I don't remember what I gave it. I think I gave it like an 8 or so. I probably would have given it a 7 instead now if I were to redo that score. I'd probably keep Slimekeep about where I have it. I think I have it at 7.5. I feel bad though, because if you go to Slimekeep's, this is a little fun story. If you go to Slimekeep's store page, there are 2 reviews on the store page, and I'm the second one. And I feel really bad because I think the other one's like an 8, and I'm a 7.5, like, or something. And I'm just like, fuck. He put this on the store page. I'm like, I'm grateful, and like, that's awesome that someone like took the time to put my review on their Steam page. But I feel really bad because like that's a decently low score. That's a low enough score to where I feel like someone would look at that and be like, man, he's praising a 7.5? This game probably ain't it. And I feel really bad because of that. But it's a good game, and I do think a 7.5 fits it, unfortunately. But back to Slay the Spire. The game we're actually supposed to be talking about right now. Yeah, very solid system that they built with the deck builders, like having the 3 energy system per turn that you can modify, the passive buffs that you get to supplement your deck, the characters having different ways to play. Truly, it was the perfect building blocks for what's to come. I'm excited for the sequel. I'm excited to see how they clap back at games like Monster Train that have come after. Oops. And are just, in my opinion, better. Because I feel like now that they've seen what other games have done with their system, they can come back as the original creators of the system and have something truly special when the second game releases. The weight of being the roguelike reviewer, lol. Exactly. I feel like you should have more a retrospect score and a building block score for roguelikes that exploded the genre. Retrospect being what you see it as now, and building block is what you want to do, what you do overall. I think that's fair. I have thought about changing my formula for how I do these videos. One of the big games I want to change my formula for how I do them is Inscryption. Because this game's massive. If I want to cover everything, because it has 3 acts and it's more of like a story game than it is a roguelike in parts. But it's also one of my favorite roguelikes, so I want to cover it. And I thought about how I do it, and I think for this one, I think I want to cover it act by act. So this is probably going to be my biggest video, which also makes it scary because I don't know when I want to tackle it. Because it's going to be a ton of time, effort, and script writing, getting footage, everything. But eventually I will cover it. I want to cover it so bad. This is not only one of my favorite roguelikes, but it's also the rest of the Dunders' favorite roguelikes. I think we've all 100%ed it. At least me, Christian, and Jack have. Including the hardest mode, Skullstorm, on Casey's mod. And eventually I do want to cover it, but I think it's going to be one of the biggest challenges for how I'm going to do it, is figuring out how I'm going to format it. And that's a video I want to see. Well, stay tuned. At some point I'm going to do it. It'll probably be this year. If I don't do it before October, seeing as how there is like 3 horror roguelikes in existence, and this being kind of one of them, but I don't really think it's as scary as the other ones are, I'll probably cover it then. So, expect it sometimes this year, honestly. And if not, then my bad. I've made promises I can't keep. It'd be really funny if Christian hijacked the channel specifically for the Inscryption video as an homage to Dunderhead's kidnap people bit from back in the day. I have actually thought about having the other Dunders come in for videos. One of those videos being, of course, Inscryption. I would probably want to get Christian in on, at least to help like with script writing and stuff. But Obelisk, Across the Obelisk, a game that if some of you, I'm sure, are familiar with us talking about on the Dunderheads channel, in streams, being like, oh, I love Across the Obelisk. Are you guys ready to play Across the Obelisk later? This game that will never show our viewers that we play ever for no reason other than we just don't think it perform well. I think whenever I do this, I want to have the other Dunders come on and talk about why they like the game. Because out of all of these, I think this is the biggest multiplayer game. It can be played by yourself, but I think the main draw of Across the Obelisk as a deck builder is the fact that you can play it with multiple people. I remember when you did play for Across the Obelisk for live streams, I also remember being like the only person there for it. Yeah, it probably would get more views now that we're just bigger, just because of us being bigger. But I still also don't think it'd perform super well, which is the main reason we haven't done it. But who knows? Maybe someday, if we want to like revive it or something, I don't know. Or if, Paradox sponsors us, we'd 100% take that offer. But yeah, next up, Raven's Watch. I'm gonna give this a solid A tier. I've grown to value multiplayer roguelikes that are built multiplayer first a lot more as of late, because not only do I find them to be more enjoyable overall on average, but it's such a commodity to have a really good multiplayer roguelike that almost boosts them up a tier, that being a thing that you can do in it and of itself. But for Raven's Watch specifically, it was built to be played in a party of 2 or a party of 4. One of the biggest examples of this is character Romeo and Juliet are being separate characters, and they have abilities together that synergize. I remember talking about this in my review, how I kind of wish they went with the original idea they had, to where they are multiplayer exclusive. If you're playing by yourself, you just can't play them. I understand why they didn't do that, because it feels bad for people who just want to play them by themselves. But I think thematically, it would have been better. You're just going to quickly pop to the kettle. I'll be right back. Yeah, no problem. You could dedicate a month out of the year to games you guys enjoy playing as opposed to what does well. I know some months have terrible ad revenue. That's kind of why we've been doing like just random playthroughs like once a week. That's kind of what that is. It's just like, hey, there's this game we want to do a playthrough of. we know it won't do as well as Skyrim. That's what we're gonna do. That's what RV There Yet was. That's what Subnautica was. That's what Morrowind technically is taking the slot of right now, but it's fine. Yeah, Mimesis. That was another one we just are like, we're gonna play it. But that, like, I can see Mimesis being a pretty mainstay. I know they released a roadmap here recently, and it looks like they're gonna not do what Lethal Company did and just stop fucking updating it. But yeah, Raven's Watch. I love the Diablo style gameplay. I actually did have a small Diablo addiction with my friends for a little bit. So having a roguelike dedicated to that playstyle and then having like the synergies you can do with your friends is really cool. Like Melusine being decent at damage, but that's not really what she's there for. But she's one of the best healers in the game. Aladdin having really cool tech that he can do by himself to like enchant his weapons and things, but also him being the only character to be able to just wish a resurrect and res your whole team is really cool. The aesthetic is awesome. I love those old school fairy tales being taken into like made into these like warrior characters, and they're like this team to stop like this evil from taking over the world. It's really cool. Morrowind is absolute peak though. Well, we're gonna at least see the big quest to the end, Melisius. Don't worry. Pit People has fallen off a cliff since it under stopped looking its way, Lamau. I heard about that. I know the other big tournament hoster quit after we did. We haven't even received the update that they promised, which kind of sucks. But who knows? Maybe that will happen, and we'll see. I don't think we're gonna go back to Pit People though, but we'll who knows? We just don't have really time for tournaments, and that was the main thing that we did there. Next up, we got Desktop Survivors 98. I think I'm gonna put this at a B tier. Out of all of the Survivor games I've played, this is the most unique. Just your cursor being your character is really cool. I think the aesthetic is really interesting of you trying to use like the 90s like Windows aesthetic as like the items, enemies, weapons, all of that. It's really fun and makes it very unique. I definitely would recommend it. It's also just really funny being able to, I mean, hell, you can put up this live stream right now. You could put this on and play Desktop Survivors over it, and I think that's hilarious. And I love it. As a Survivor game, it's not my favorite Survivor game. We'll get to that, actually. I do have that on this list, which, if I'm looking at it, there's only 2 things that could be competition for that, so stay tuned for what my favorite Survivor game is. But yeah, no, it's great. I think it's hilarious, and I do recommend it. I think it's pretty cheap, too. I think it's $5. It might be cheaper. I don't know. If it's ever on sale and it's like $2, definitely get it. It's worth it for just that alone. Next up, we got Shroom and Gloom, upcoming deck builder. I'm really excited for this. I want to put it in A tier because I think it's going to be A tier. But as of right now, since it's just a demo, I'm going to put it in a B tier. I'm going to be a little hesitant on calling this an A tier roguelike deck builder until the game comes out. I guarantee this will change because based on what I'm seeing them doing, like them posting all the time with updates, Devolver seems really into making this, he starts publishing this, really is into making this the next deck builder. So I do think it's going to be good. I really do. But as of right now, with what I've played, because that's all that's available is the demo, I'm going to set it in a safe little B tier. It's a great deck builder. I think it's really interesting. The concept of like kind of like cooking your enemies as one of the main archetypes is really fun and unique because everything that you fight is a mushroom, so you can cook the mushroom and eat them. I think that's really cool. They seem to be really building into like an ultimate attack kind of like way of playing, like where you make one of your attacks just stupid strong, which is unique, which is very unique. There's a lot of unique ideas in Shroom and Gloom, and whenever it's a full game and you can do an actual like long run with these and see what like comes of that, I'm really excited to see how that plays. Uh, Overall, I think it's going to feel really unique. It's going to be a nice change of pace. I think the art style is really cool, where it's like a pop-up book. Very excited for that game to release. Very excited. I would recommend everyone kind of just keep an eye on it, because I have a strong feeling it's going to be the next like deck builder when it comes out. Even if it wasn't like super good, like I think it's going to be, just the fact that Devolver is publishing it, oh, it's going to do good. No doubt in my mind. Next up, we got Cosmo Dread, my horror special from last year. I want to put it in a C tier. Probably bottom of C tier. It was cool. It's got a really unique aesthetic to it. There's just not really a whole lot going on beyond like the gimmick being pretty fun. Of it just being a VR roguelike 1 and also a horror roguelike 2, which are both very rare. I'm honestly trying to talk myself into putting it above Slimekeep. But yeah, no, it was very unique. It was very cool. I'm a big fan of like VR like horror shooter kind of things. One of my favorite VR games I've played is Resident Evil 4, actually. That game is really fun. I just find it very enjoyable to have like a gun in your hand, like especially the shotguns in most of these, where you can aim, shoot, pump the shotgun, and then continue, or things like that, or like lean around corners and things like that. Very enjoyable, I think. But there's just not a whole lot here, unfortunately. So I think I have to put it in C tier, but you know, I still think it's a good game. It's a fun gimmick, but my only criticism with Sherman Gloom personally is that it has Yu-Gi-Oh! Syndrome. If you get that amazing card, you win. If you don't, you will struggle horribly. I can agree to some extent. I personally think that you can build your deck in a way most of the time. I won't say all the time, but most of the time, to where you can get to that card. It feels like there's plenty of ways to like draw cards and things like that. And if this is where the biggest thing is, a lot of the decks fixing, like where you get rid of all your shit cards, unfortunately comes down to luck. So you know what? I take it back. No, I agree with you. I was gonna try to defend the game a little bit. I do think it has the tools to get make it to where you're guaranteed to get that card, but it is still RNG whether or not you get those tools. So at the end of the day, you're right. It is kind of just, if you get it, great. If not, well, hopefully you live long enough to get it. But yeah, no, I think that's fair. Because of it leaning into that, this is my ultimate attack kind of playstyle instead of my build is really synergistic together. Next up is Blank Sword, the RPG roguelike that I reviewed. Also, once again, a thing I've only played the demo of because that's all that exists. I'm gonna put it probably below Slay the Spire for now in B tier. I have a lot of... Oh, hello, Furious Wave. Wow, welcome back, Angelica. I have a lot of hope for Blank Sword. It seems very intriguing. The idea of mixing a RPG and a roguelike is very unique. Where the story's going seems pretty fun. The builds that you can do seem pretty fun so far. With like being able to use like the art, which are attacks that trigger each other. There being the defensive build where you start accruing debuffs on your foes. It's typical RPG stuff. But the fact that it is an RPG roguelike is very unique. And sets itself apart from other kind of like turn-based roguelikes in that way. A lot of which its competition being, of course, deck builders, because they're the most common, I find, turn-based RPG. Why is Shroom and Gloom in B tier, by the way? Because I have a lot of hope for it, but as of right now, I'm just being careful with it being in B tier. I have a lot of hope for it. I think it's going to be a great game when it comes out. I could see me shifting it up as we get further in this tier list up to A tier. I like the gimmick of you can have a really strong attack, the cooking your foes and eating them as a build, thing like that. But it is, as of right now, just a demo, and as such, there's just more content and things to enjoy in other games. Which is a similar reason why Blank Sword is down here in B tier, because it is also currently just a demo that I'm very hopeful for in the future, which I think will be very fun when it comes out. And I will be closely following Blank Swords because I actually helped kickstart it, so I'm very excited for this when it comes out fully, and I'm excited for the betas when they release that to the Kickstarter backers. I will definitely be playing them as they come out. But yeah, I'm very excited for the future of Blank Sword. It seems like it's going to have a lot of fun RPG builds, but in a roguelike aesthetic. It's really, I think the system of your character literally being a blank slate that you just shove pieces in to like kind of mold him is really cool. And yeah, I'm very excited for the future of that game. But as of right now, with the content we have, it's just not a lot of content compared to some other games. But very hopeful that this will change and this will be welcomed into A tier, or even maybe S. We'll see. Same with Gloom and Shroom. I'm very excited for that game to fully release. In my opinion, art direction is S tier and gameplay is B tier. Would you agree? For Shroom and Gloom? Oh, absolutely. The art is fucking phenomenal. I love the art in Shroom and Gloom. It's a gorgeous game. But I do agree that as of right now, because of it being a demo, gameplay is where it's lacking. I agree. Like I said, it's just because it's a demo. I know Devolver's putting a lot of effort into this, like helping the dev team. I guarantee it's going to be at least like, even if it flops, it's going to be a B tier game. It's essentially what I'm saying. That's why I'm putting it there. But if it does what I think it's going to do, it's 100% going to become an A tier game. Period. Also, what's the middle one in C tier? This is Cosmodread. It's a VR horror roguelike that I played. I live streamed a little bit and on the channel, and I did as my October Halloween special kind of thing. I learned that Warframe has a roguelike game mode called Duvari Paradox. Interesting. I'm gonna have to check that out. I haven't played Warframe in a long time. I haven't even played the like open world mode they added. That's how long ago I played Warframe. But yeah, so that's that's Cosmodread. Next up is Mega Bonk, the new hit Survivor game. I am probably gonna put this in A tier. I think it's really interesting the direction they're taking this, being a little bit more silly than a lot of the other Survivor games. I think the only other one that's as silly that I've played, at least, is Desktop Survivors. But they play very differently from each other, of course. Desktop Survivors being your mouse as the character. This being more traditional, you're a guy trying to avoid hordes of enemies that you control the guy instead of your cursor. I think all the memes are pretty enjoyable. The builds that you can build are really cool and interesting. I think the characters have a lot of cool stuff going for them that are different than just, hey, some of them, of course, are just, hey, this stat gets bigger. But the ones that are special are really cool. Like, I like that Mega Chad has the, like, flex thing to where he occasionally is invincible, like, for one hit. I think that's really cool. The weapons that they have are very interesting. I think it's very interesting they went away from the ultimate weapon that a lot of Survivor games do, where you combine an item and a weapon and it makes the super weapon. I think that's really interesting. The fact that it's kind of like a 3D environment is really interesting as well, instead of a 2D flat one, where you can actually like parkour and maneuver around is really cool. Yeah. I need a reverse roguelike now where you play as the dungeon master sending ways against one overpowered dude. That would be pretty cool. Who knows? Maybe someday we'll get something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if we eventually get something like that. But yeah, no, Megabonk's really cool. That probably exists. There's one where you are the final boss and you defeat the hero. Oh, that's cool. There's so many roguelikes these days. It's hard to keep track of them all. But yeah, that's probably where we're going to put Megabonk for now. Next up is this game I've been playing a lot lately, Sulfur. This may or may not be I'm just fucking with you. And it will be my next review. I have the script done and recorded. I just need to record some more gameplay. And then it'll probably be out in about 2 weeks. So expect it by the end of the month. Maybe if things go poorly, beginning of March. We'll see. But yeah, this will be the next review. I've been having a lot of fun with the game. There's a lot of fun things you can do in the game, and I'm excited to like kind of go over those in the review, of course. The gunplay feels really cool. It's very Doom-esque. I'm gonna go ahead and put in A tier while we're talking about it. I think I'm above Megabonk. I like a lot of the like things you can do with the guns. It's very interesting. I'm a big fan of like how Doom plays, and this plays like a Doom shooter. There's a lot of fun things you can do with guns because of the oils and enchantments. You can make a shotgun that has explosive bullets, and it also the bullets ricochet off walls. So each time it hits a wall or an enemy explodes. You can make a full auto machine gun pistols that you dual wield. That's one of my favorite guns right now. You can turn a submachine gun into a flamethrower. You can turn a sniper into a laser sniper that pierces infinite enemies. You can make that also ricochet off walls. I'm trying to get a little bit more silly with the oils because I found out from the devs that you can make infinite ammo guns. So I have an infinite ammo gun in my current playthrough right now. I want to experiment with ricochets that bounce off the floor with bullet drop here soon to like make a like landmine gun. I think that'd be interesting. I'm very interested to like experiment more in this game. And the game's not even fully done. You can play up to like where their final boss is, but I know there's gonna be like a true final boss when they finish the game because it alludes to that. Because spoiler alert, you're in a loop, you're in a time loop, and the true final boss is gonna somehow be you breaking out. I guarantee it. And that's gonna be really fun. It's not a roguelike, but it's called The Dark Queen of Morpholone. Maybe check it out if that's what you're looking for. Ooh, that'd be interesting. I might also check that out. You can make an explosive lighter to save you explosives for instead of enemies for enemies instead of walls. I actually have used an explosive shotgun for walls instead. But yeah, the lighter. I mentioned the lighter in my review. I do think the lighter is really funny. I haven't used it a ton personally, but I do think it's an amusing weapon. That's a lighter that's a pistol. I also think it's really funny that the flame lights up for the first shot, but as soon as you shoot it, the flame extinguishes. I think that's great. Are you streaming on Twitch as well, or purely just YouTube? Just purely YouTube. My computer, I'll be honest, it's kind of crap. I have had this thing for about 5 years now, roughly. And maybe closer to 4. I don't know, something like that. And I haven't really upgraded it a lot. And, of course, when I was going to upgrade it, prices shot through the roof. So I don't think my computer would be able to handle it. Isn't that game has an M1 Garand? It does have an M1 Garand. It has a lot of weird guns that I think is hilarious. There's a shotgun that is literally just like 3 barrels that are just big enough to hold shells. And when you shoot it, it launches all 3. It's called the Arbiter. It's pretty funny. There's a lot of interesting guns in that game. I'm trying to think of another example of guns in Sulphur that I think are amusing. There's, of course, the lighter. There's a lot of foldable guns, which I think is really cool. I think there's a bow that shoots sniper rounds. I haven't gotten that yet myself, but I've seen it. It's literally just it's literally just like a compound bow that shoots sniper shots, which is really funny. Immediate S tier because of the M1 Garand. I'm not biased, I swear. Well, you know, get lucky to find the M1 Garand, and there you go. S tier game. But yeah, no, I've had a lot of fun with Sulphur. I'm excited for the video to come out and see what people think of the review and everything. And also try it out, of course, if someone wants to try it out. Let me know if you like it. And so I did forget to mention, this is where I've started going to games that I've streamed, but not reviewed just yet. I did put these in the order of when I reviewed them, and then if I've streamed them, and then just games I wanted to talk about. We could grab a couple more games we could talk about if we want towards the end of this, or we could just jump ship and go to play something. I don't know. We'll see. With Watcher coming up, I gotta ask, have you heard of Cascado? Maybe. Let me pull up Steam and see if I have. I'm much better at like seeing a game and being like if I've seen this or not than I am like hearing about it. I have not seen this game. It looks interesting. I'll put it on my wish list and I'll look into it a little bit later. But it looks really cool. It's kind of like a slot machine like poker game, which is kind of fun in a way. Huh. Yeah, no, I'll definitely look into this. Yeah, I'm just kind of watching the trailer for it right now. I'm not gonna lie. Um, but yeah, no, I'll look into that. I have it wishlisted, so I won't forget about it. It's a game about pairing types of cards, and it scratches the same thing as Watcher. I would definitely check out the demo. Yeah, I'll definitely check out the demo. I just wishlisted it, so I won't forget about it. Thank you for recommending that. I'll definitely check that out. But yeah, time for Balatro. I'm probably gonna put this low A tier. I think it's really fun. I do. It's probably not my favorite deck builder. We'll get to that one soon. But it is very satisfying. Um, it's it scratches a lot of itches, and I understand why the developers like this is never going to casinos. Put in a patent on this gameplay, and I'm telling casinos fuck off, because it is very addicting. It's very fun. Um, it's very well balanced too. Like there's some things that are just like this is way too easy to win the game with, but I also feel like that helps it in a way of like no matter what siege you get, you can make something work if you know the game well enough. You can figure out a way to get the win, which is very important for a game like that. Because if it feels like you can just get fucked over, if the first time you play the game that is one of those seeds where you just can't win, it's gonna feel bad, and you're not gonna want to continue playing. So they've done a really good job balancing it, making it feel like there's a ton of ways you can beat the game, play the game, just have fun. I think it's really cool that you can get up to like an air quotes infinity score. And I think it's also really cool that the people who are really good at this game can get to the ante that requires an infinite score. That even if you do score an infinite score, doesn't count and you just lose. I think that's really cool. Playing Balatro right now, hell yeah. I honestly should play Balatro more. I just haven't because whenever I want to play a deck builder, I play something else, and whenever I want to play something that isn't like slow paced, I'm of course not playing Balatro because that's a slower paced strategic deck builder. But I should play some more Balatro. I do think it's a good game. Not being able to beat a game, a him deck tamer, a him, the final boss in that demo is actually unbeatable. Really? Because I've actually really wanted to play deck tamer. That's kind of sad that they did that, but I guess it kind of makes sense. But yeah, no, I'm very interested in deck tamer. My buddy Christian actually told me about that. Of course, Christian from Dunderheads, for those who know about Dunderheads. Because he was looking, his favorite roguelike is Inscription. I'll just say that. So he was looking for games that kind of gave him the same vibe as Inscription, and that was one of the games he found. So we were gonna check that out. I tried 3 times and got wiped all 3. Huh. I still definitely gonna give it a shot though. Another sleeper roguelike in my opinion is Alina of the Arena. I feel like I've heard of that. I'm gonna look it up on Steam. Hold on. I take that back. I've never seen this, but it looks interesting. Huh. But yeah, no, I definitely want to play Deck Tamer at some point. I already know one of the creatures that's gonna be my favorite is the Quetzalcoatl. I love Quetzes. They're so cool. The Aztec aesthetic has always been really cool to me. Yeah, Lena looks interesting. I'll definitely look into that probably at some point. Um, all right, but yeah, no, Balatro, really good game. I should play more of it, honestly. Next up, another deck builder. Monster Train. Um, let's see. For the original Monster Train, I'm probably gonna put it right above Slay the Spire. I love this game. I prefer how Monster Train plays to Slay the Spire. One of the benefits, of course, of coming after Slay the Spire is that you're better than it. Unfortunately, love Slay the Spire. Um, I think it's really cool the concept of you aren't a character, you're an army essentially, because you deploy a bunch of units to protect your train, and you have spells to help them defeat the waves of incoming enemies. I think that's a really cool concept. I love it. The different clans from Hell that you can play as feel really fun and unique themselves, as well as they synergize really well because you can pick a clan and a sub clan, so they're meant to work together, and I think that's really cool. Which is your favorite class in Monster Train? Umbra, easily Umbra. I love the Umbra. They're so good. Monster Train is so much fun. My favorite part is the race multiplayer mode. I want to play more race. I haven't played a ton of race, but yeah. But yeah, no, I love Monster Train. It's a great game. Uh, which is why we're immediately jumping into Monster Train 2 because I think it's better in literally every way, and I'm putting that up in probably A tier, probably like right below over Raven's Watch. If I would have made this like tier list about a month or two ago when they didn't announce Wormkin were coming back, it'd be lower because then Monster Train 1 would have something that Monster Train 2 doesn't, and I feel like that kind of sucks. Wormkin are back, baby. Number one Wormkin fan right here, even though they're not my favorite clan. Um, Now Monster Train 2 is just better. Like in my opinion, in almost every way. I do kind of miss some of the old events, but a lot of them are ported over. And since you can play all of the old clans with buffed cards, mostly because Monster Train 2 is more fast paced, I just think it's better. There's more stuff you can do with literally double the clans. So it's just overall, I think, a better game. Once we get more bosses for more boss variety, which you've already started, there's already a couple alternate bosses, and now an alternate like way to play the game too with the new DLC. Um, I think it's just strictly better, and I'm all for it because I love the original Monster Train. So now that like there's a bunch of new stuff, I'm all for it, and I think it's a great deck builder, and I'm excited to play more of Monster Train 2. Gotta buy Monster Train 2 at some point. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Uh, I love the Melting Remnant. Little Wick is so good. Little Wick is really good. Yeah, my favorite, I will say, since I've said my favorite of the OG clans, my favorite of the new clans is the Mushroom People. I love them. I think the Under Legion, yeah, Under Legion, that's their name. Love them. Um, those are definitely my favorites. One of my favorite combos that doesn't involve either of them, though, funnily enough, is the Lunar Coven and the God, what's their name? It's the original spell-based clan. Um, God, I can't think of it. But yeah, no, I love those. Monster Train 2 existence is why Monster Train is B tier. Exactly. Yeah, that's literally it. Monster Train 2 is a Monster Train, but better, which is great, because that's what a sequel is supposed to be. And that's great. Love it. There's so much more fun stuff you can do. I love the new clans. I love the new things that they added, like the rooms, so you can have this a passive buff to each floor. I love the weapons that you can equip to make units stronger. I think the ability that they focused on more of moving units around is really cool. Um, I love Under Legion's mechanic of just having a bunch of spells and effects that grow a token unit of the little mushroom guys at the front. I think that's really cool, and it's having a focus overall about summoning stuff, which also leans into my favorite other of the old Legions, Umbra, doing essentially the same thing where they have the little token guys that make your unit stronger. Really fun to play them both together, in my opinion, just to make the front dudes that you spawn really, really buff. Very cool. I put the next up we're doing stuff that I haven't streamed, but I played a lot of or just want to talk about. I think I wanted to put Rogue on here because I hate Rogue. I'm thankful every day that Rogue exists, but the roguelike genre is nothing like it anymore. Do you have a Discord server by chance? I don't have a personal Discord server. Um, so I usually just vibe and use the Discord server for the Dunderheads as my Discord server because I'm of course part of Dunderheads as well. I'm not sure if you. I'm pretty sure you're probably if you seem like a new face, so you probably don't know that. But yeah, I'm a part of a bigger YouTube channel called Dunderheads. This is more like my personal thing that I do in my free time because I want to do it. Um, that's usually I. Whenever I get bigger, I'll probably make a personal one for this channel. But right now, I'm just kind of like, hey, go to the Dunderheads. That's where I'll be. Unsure who they are, but I would like to join and check it out. Pyros, do you have a link to the Discord? Because if you do, that'd be great. If not, I'll grab one. Love how the game that started a franchise is F tier. I don't like it. I don't find it enjoyable. I will be honest. Thank you, Pyros. Thank you. Yeah, that's the Discord for the Dunderheads, which is you'll find me there. You can ask me questions and stuff in there. I don't mind. Dunder Cole is mine. It has the same icon as Roguelike Reviewer, so it should be easy enough. I'm amazed I was already getting one before you even asked me to grab one, Lamau. Well, thank you, Pyros. I really appreciate it. But yeah, no, I do not like Rogue. I think a lot of the mechanics in it are annoying and overly complicated and difficult for no reason. I think this game came out in like the 60s. In terms of how impressive it is for a game of that time, amazingly impressive what they were capable of doing. Making dungeons, like floors that auto-generate themselves or that are completely random. Having, I think there's 26 unique enemies, all associated with a different letter of the alphabet, so that to symbolize them. This amount of like potions and weapons and things and armors and stuff that you can do, the abilities that the enemies have, all very impressive stuff. But it's just kind of annoying what they expected you to do. 16, isn't that before Pong? I think it is. Hold on. Let me look up when Rogue came out. Hold on. What year did Rogue come out? That's a car AI overview. Literally useless AI overview. At least in the 80s. My bad. The 80s. So yeah, Rogue still pretty impressive for the 80s. Because let's see. Yeah, it was made for like the Atari and stuff. So yeah, very impressive game for the time. But yeah, so yeah, it was released in the 80s. It's just a lot of small things that like irk me about it. A lot of the enemies apply permanent debuffs to you. And if you don't know that, you're just kind of fucked. I lost a run once to, I think it's like the Aquador or something. If you aren't wearing leather armor, it will degrade your armor to where it's useless. And I had the best armor in the game, and it just degraded it to where it was useless. Snakes can poison you, which permanently reduce your strength, which in turn permanently reduces your damage, which sucks. There is a hit percent chance, so like when you attack something, there's a chance you just miss. Sometimes you have to search walls to find the way to continue. But if you search a wall, it's not a guarantee that you find what you're looking for. So sometimes you just stand at a wall spamming a button for like a minute, and it either something's there or something isn't, and like you just spent a minute wasting your time sitting there because you aren't sure. Rogue was great for its time, but it should have stayed in the past. Agreed. There's also gold, which does nothing except increase your score. So I thought there was like a merchant for like a long time that I just never found. No, it's just for score. And so like I just started avoiding gold because of that reason, because it was useless to me. It uses like old school D&D hunger mechanics, so you have to have food, which isn't bad, but it's just another thing for me to have to keep track of. There are other games that do it in modern times, like Barony, that are like fine. Um, it's there's a lot of mechanics that future games use way better and are way less annoying about it than Rogue is. Also, another annoying thing is this is more of a funny thing than an annoying thing. A lot of people don't agree on what true Rogue is, and I know that might seem like a little like a weird like of a thing to say, but the Rogue you can play right now on Steam, some Rogue purists will argue is not the real Rogue because some of the enemies are slightly different. And the Rogue you can play on Steam, the S character is taken up by the enemy called Slime, which its gimmick is it splits into more slimes as you attack it, and it can be kind of dangerous. Apparently, some people argue true Rogue's S enemy is just a snake instead of a slime. So then there's some people arguing of if this is even real Rogue, which I think is amusing more than anything. Very interesting. Because, like, yeah, video games back then just weren't as well, like, documented or maintained as they are now. So it's just, like, an interesting little tidbit I learned as Christian and I were... Well, Christian was watching me struggle through playing this game. But yeah, it's just... It seems overly complex and difficult, which, given for the time, very impressive. And clearly it's led to some great games. But I'm glad that it stayed in the 80s, and that we don't really get true roguelikes anymore. That the roguelike genre has kind of branched out so far. So, wait, so what's the definition of a true rogue game? If we're talking specifically Rogue itself, it's what enemies specifically exist in the game. People argue which the true Rogue because of that, because some enemies will be different. Like S is the big example I remember of slime being either slime or snake. Yeah, true roguelikes are like very, as in terms of like a modern game that's a true roguelike. Not purists, like rogue purists that are like the roguelike genre is exactly like Rogue, we'll say none of these are roguelikes. Except Rogue. This entire list is not roguelike tier list, except for the fact Rogue's here. If you're talking that way. But as in terms of just Rogue itself, a lot of people argue on whether or not even this is even the true version of Rogue that's on Steam. But yeah. I just wanted to put Rogue on here because I do not like Rogue. Eventually, I think I will do a Rogue review where I will give it a bad score. And it'll be one of the few games I give a bad score on the channel. Because, yeah, I feel like not only is it important to the genre as a whole, but, yeah. I never put together roguelikes come from Rogue. What's wrong with me? Hey, it's fair. It's such an old game. And the roguelike genre has evolved so much further than this game itself. I don't fault you for that. That's how I understood Fires. I thought it was if you are downed, all progress is lost and you have to start over. That's how the modern definition of it is, which is extremely loose, which is kind of a problem. Let's do a small section of this. Now we got the subsection of Hades like as well. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of exactly how you understand it, Angelica, is kind of how it evolved as a like roguelike as a term. You can kind of slap it on anything, unfortunately, now, because of that. Which I think isn't terrible because it allows you to be creative. I mean, look at this. These games are all vastly different from each other. But the one thing that ties them all together is you lose progress when you die. And you have to regain it. But the original and what purists, like roguelike purists, will say is that it has to be turn-based, for one. Every action you take has to be like calculated and done in a turn. How Rogue works is you're just a character. Anytime you move, that's your turn. That's your action. And enemies will then take their action, which is usually to move towards you or whatever. Everything has to be auto-generated, which a lot of roguelikes still follow. Like, it's still randomly generated and everything like that. It's a randomly generated dungeon. um, and things like that. Permadeath, where you keep no progress or anything whatsoever. So any light, immediately gone from roguelikes. If you're a purist. Those are like the big ones. There's a couple other more niche things, but the big one that kills a lot of like the turn-based stuff is the fact that like a lot of the roguelikes are real time, like Isaac, Dead Cells, Risk of Rain. And the ones that are turn-based, at least nowadays, tend to be deck builders, which don't follow like that dungeon aesthetic that Rogue has, where you're moving around a dungeon, killing things. That way Minecraft Hardcore is a roguelike. You can argue. I personally don't agree, but you can argue. Well, yeah, I personally wouldn't stretch to say that Minecraft Hardcore is a roguelike. Because I think another one is, but you can classify it as that. That's how broad the term has gone. You can. Genuinely, I wouldn't oppose. I wouldn't call it that, but that I wouldn't also be like, "How dare you call it that?" I'd be like, "Yeah, no, that's fair." It's unfortunately it's kind of where you draw the line these days, like as a individual, where like what people will call roguelike. But yeah, but yeah, no, you could. I mean, by modern definition, when you Dark Souls has light roguelike elements. Exactly, and that's one of the biggest problems. I do think a line eventually needs to be drawn somewhere. I just think a lot of people, unfortunately, aren't at a good point for that line. They're either way too far over to like where everything's a roguelike, or way too far where nothing is. At least the people that are actually vocal about reeling in the genre's definition. I wouldn't either, but if it's a criteria, exactly. That's why I wouldn't fault you for that. Calling it that. But yeah, I think it's a very interesting topic. I haven't really figured out where I personally draw that line yet. I feel like that's a little bit of the adventure I'm going on with this channel as well, is figuring out where I draw that line. But yeah, I know it's a bit off topic, but do you guys like Souls-like games? I'm personally not a big Souls-like enjoyer. Funny I say that, as Dead Cells is number 1 on this list. And I view that as similar to a Souls-like style. But I don't know, I just never got into Dark Souls and Elden Ring and all of that. But I know I do think they're good games, though. I think their aesthetic is really cool, too. But yeah. Back to the tier list. I'm gonna rank Peglin. Where do I want to put Peglin? I found 2 very interesting demos that could be really good games. I played one that is Dino Blade, where your dinosaur has a sword in his mouth. I've seen YouTube shorts on that. That does seem interesting. Where do I want to put Peglin? I think I'm gonna put Peglin bottom of B. Yeah. I can definitely see the Dungeons using the multiplayer mod and play it again. Maybe someday. But yeah, no, Peglin. I have every achievement in Peglin, and unfortunately, I think that ruined Peglin for me. If anyone's gonna try Peglin, I'd recommend against 100%ing it, unless you just really want to. Because I'll admit, doing Crucible was a fun challenge, which is its like difficulty mode, because you have to do that to get all the achievements, beating the highest difficulties with achievements. That was hard, and a lot of the Crucible levels are just kind of like the same thing, but it makes it slightly harder, which is kind of boring to me. But it was a fine challenge. Then they added a lot of new achievements that are very specific, and a couple of them actually require you to lose, which I think is kind of like stupid in a way. Because lose in specific ways far into a run. There's only an achievement where you have to lose the run at the very end of the run. There's an achievement where you have to defeat the final boss and also die at the same time, which I think is stupid as an achievement. There's also an achievement where you have to use your starting relic as your only relic. Never again. That challenge sucked, and I will never do it again, because the starting relics aren't meant to be what carries you through a game. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. And unfortunately, that just kind of highlighted a lot of the problems with Peglin for me. A lot of what people like about Peggle is like how it's like super satisfying, hitting that big chain and row of stuff. Peglin's like physics that feel a little off. A lot of people who play it, and I've also played Peggle, will agree. The gravity feels like a little bit too strong. How the maps are laid out aren't satisfying. Like, they look like they should be, and that's the biggest problem too. Is they're built to look like a satisfying, you just slide down the ramp, but they aren't aligned perfectly. So sometimes you'll just never hook to go down the line of ramp, or you'll bounce off of the ramp way too early. And like, after playing hours of this game to like 100% it, you kind of just keep getting like this dissatisfaction with a lot of your shots and the run, and it kind of just ruins the game for you, in my opinion, which sucks because I originally really liked it. But then I had to like actually get good at it in terms of doing these difficult challenges, and yeah, that kind of killed the vibe for me. But I still do think it's a good roguelike. And like, if you're gonna do like the first few Crucible levels or even the space game and just kind of have fun, then it's a great roguelike. Definitely would still try it, but don't try to do the hard arts challenges. Peglin's one of the biggest things that made me like stop trying to do 100% achievements in these roguelikes. Because like, maybe take a look back and be like, man, a lot of these achievements suck. They're bullshit. And I don't want to do them. So I'm just not going to do them. I love this game. I wish I could 100% it, but I just won't. Oh, I gotta catch up a little bit on chat. Hold on. Is that also the full way the full game is, or is that only the demo? It's a little bit better in the full game, I'll admit, than the demo was. But it is unfortunately still a way. If you're talking about the Peglin. Oh, you might be talking about Code Vein. But yeah, no, that's my feelings about Peglin. Personally. Alright. Time for Across the Obelisk. I love this game. This game is awesome. It's easy. I might honestly move it up to the bottom of S tier, but for now it's staying at the top of A. This is, like, in my opinion, one of the best deck building games that you can play, and it's on the market currently. It kind of sucks that Paradox has published it, because that means it's a little bit money hungry when it comes to DLC, which kind of sucks, because a lot of the DLC characters are really fun, or some of the best characters in the game. But the amount of things you can do in Across the Obelisk is amazing. Because you build a party of 4 heroes. Each of you and your friends can pilot a hero, or multiple, depending on how many people you have. You could even pilot the whole party yourself if you wanted to. I think a lot of the true enjoyment comes from building a team of 4 people to play with. Which I'm thankful enough that the rest of the Dunderheads love this game just as much as I do, so they get to play with me whenever I play. I say get as if like that's like, no, we play together and we love playing together. And you can just kind of do a lot of silly things. When you unlock all the characters, you can literally do a team full of warriors, healers, scouts, mages. You can do whatever you want. And there's a lot of like variety in how each class can be built. There's at least one defensive frontline-esque character for each class. Whether or not they're good is debatable, but you can do it. And I think that says a lot about this game. There's a ton of different builds you can do. You can do builds that buff you with Bless or Sharpen or Powerful, Fury, stuff that buffs you, Vitality, which buffs your HP, Fury and Powerful buffs damage, Bless and Sharpen buff damage as well. You can debuff your enemies with Bleed, Poison, which both damage at the either beginning or end of turn. You can do Sparks, which is like a lightning thing that chains out. You can blow people up with Dark Stacks, which when they reach a certain amount of stacks, explodes, dealing their damage. There's a lot of unique and fun things you can do, and we haven't even scratched the surface of this. And we've played this game for 300 hours. It took us 100 hours to be bored enough of base difficulty to actually start increasing the difficulty. Wild amount of time. If you want to play a deck builder with your friends, this is not only probably the only option, but I guarantee even if another one came out right now, this would still be the best option. I love this game, and I highly recommend anyone look into it, especially if you can get some other people to join you in the adventure. There's only been a few games I have 100%, yet I did enjoy them all. I'm currently working on getting all the achievements for Marvel's The Midnight Suns. Awesome. Which one are you rating right now? Oh, yep, there we go. I answered for you. I've said it before, I've said it again. Games that allow for you to have fun with friends are almost always better than single-player games because you can make many more memories that way. I agree wholeheartedly. Single-player stuff is still very fun, don't get me wrong, but you have to have more fun with more people, in my opinion. I agree. I have a lot more fun, I feel, playing multiplayer in Risk of Rain than I do solo. I, of course, still enjoy the game solo. Same with Across the Obelisk. But especially in Across the Obelisk, it feels kind of worse to play it by yourself. Because in Across the Obelisk, the rewards for everything get split up evenly amongst you, and you can, of course, spend however much you have. But when you're playing by yourself, you get all the rewards, and you have to divvy that up yourself, and it just makes the game take longer. And a game that already takes quite a while, if you're trying to play optimally. Or even just do a build you're trying to do and try to figure out logistically how to do it with just your own character, let alone a party. It does alleviate some of that stress when someone else has to fully commit to their role while you fully commit to yours. But yeah, no, this is probably one of the best deck builders on the market, especially if you can get other people to join you in that adventure. I would highly recommend anyone to play Across the Obelisk. Actually, in fact, let me look at what my hours are currently. I eventually probably will 100% this game with my friends. That's how dedicated we are to this game. And there's a lot of achievements, and a lot of them are hard. But we don't care. Yeah, I have about 250 hours. I was a little bit under. But yeah. And they are releasing, I'm pretty sure, a free new character here soon. So now would be a good time to kind of keep an eye on it. Anyway, next up. Here, this is, I've mentioned this earlier, this is my favorite Survivor game. Soulstone Survivors. I'm gonna plop this baby right above Megabank. Also plop it, I don't know. It's hard. I don't know if I want Sulfur above Soulstone or not. Because I don't know which one I enjoy more. I'll probably put Sulfur above Soulstone, at least for now. I can see this changing. If Monster Train 2 had a race mode, it might get that Across the Obelisk just in a different way from Across the Obelisk. I guess that's fair. But yeah, Soulstone Survivors. It has a lot of similarities, honestly, to Megabank. But there's also a lot of differences. Soulstone Survivors sticks with the top-down aesthetic that Vampire Survivors has, instead of going with a more 3D world environment. So there's not as much focus on movement. But it also follows we aren't going to have super weapons that are like combined of an item and a weapon. In fact, these don't even have, if the class I played, this game doesn't even have items. It just has weapons. And you just get passive buffs to your build. And essentially all it is just make your numbers massive. And in a way that's kind of just really enjoyable. we as creatures enjoy when number big. And number get big in Soulstone Survivors. I've had a fun with a lot of the builds. There's a lot of different characters with a lot of different builds you can do. Each character has their own set of spells that they have access to, as well as their own starting weapons with their own starting abilities. You can do a really strong summon build, which is fun. You can do a really strong like AoE build where all of your attacks hit literally the whole screen at the end of the game if you get strong enough. You can do builds where you build like turrets and stuff. You can do builds that are just you shooting bolts at people, like fire bolt, ice bolt, stuff like that. You can do an elemental build. There's fire as an element that you can do, chaos as an element you can do, ice, of course. And there's just a bunch of different spell types and things like that. It's just really overall pretty fun. I haven't played in a while, I will admit, and I know they keep adding more and more stuff, so there's probably plenty more to talk about for this game than the last time I played it. There's also like melee stuff you can do like with swords and things. That's pretty cool. But yeah, no, I really like Soulstone Survivors. Have you played Disfigure? It's my fave Survivor game. I have not. I will look that up and probably put it on my wish list. Disfigure. Oh, interesting. It does look really cool. Yeah, I'll definitely put this on my wish list. And even though it's free, but yeah, that's so I won't forget about it. Yeah. But no, it looks cool. I'll definitely check it out. I'll probably download it at the end of the stream, honestly. I just don't want to download it now or start downloading it now because I don't want to fuck up the stream. But yeah. Next up is Inscryption. This is my number 3. I said this at the beginning of the stream. I know not everyone is here for that, so I'm going to reiterate it here. I'm not a big this is my favorite of X guy. Like I'm not very good at it. I have a hard time picking my favorites, which is why like I'm probably pretty confident right now Dead Cells is my number 1, but I can see that changing anytime. For a long time Risk of Rain 2 was probably my favorite, but honestly any of these 3 games can trade places at any time. They're all as close to equal as you can probably get for my number 1. I love Inscryption to death. The story is really interesting. I thought it was really cool that they did like an ARG with it. The gameplay is really satisfying. As much as it kind of sucks, I like that the deck like fixing where you can remove cards from your deck is really limited. So you kind of have to like tailor your deck the best you can and kind of work with what you're given and just try to make the best educated guess of I could probably take this and be fine. Especially when you kind of know how the opening hand works to where you always will get a playable card. So if you try hard enough, you can make it to where you are only ever going to draw the exact same opening hand. Essentially, you have the squirrel, your 1 cost or free costed minion, and then whatever else the game decides to give you. So that's another layer of strategy that's there for that. The aesthetic just makes it overall really fun. I like essentially just having a bunch of creatures to fight for you and like the decision making of who do I sacrifice to get this other guy to be stronger or to make my deck to where I always draw this guy on my opening hand because it's a 1 cost so I can always play it. But nothing else in my deck is. I think it's really fun to do like the special stuff with that you can do, like the eggs with the Hydra. Even if that deck isn't very good, it's pretty fun. In Act 2, I think a lot of the decks are fun that you can mess around with, and I really like that the energy systems all kind of reference another energy system from deck builders. Like Blood kind of referencing tributing in Yu-Gi-Oh! The battery system from PO3 kind of mimicking how like mana is in Hearthstone or other games similar to that. I'm not really sure what the bones are similar to, but I do personally think that the moxes are very similar to lands in Magic, because you need the specific color to be able to use your units and things like that. Um, Even if the moxes are probably, yeah, I wouldn't say probably, they are the weakest of the main archetypes. There's still some stuff you can do with them. Um, I alluded to in the Discord. I'm gonna just say this now because I don't think Christian's watching, or even if he was, I don't think he'd care. We did do the multiplayer Act 2 mod for a failed recording on Dunderheads and I personally made it a challenge to use the Moxes because I didn't think anyone else would give them love. The two best strategies I actually did, even though I do still think Moxes are probably the weakest of like the types if you don't like break them. I did do really well with Moxes because I essentially forgone any like type of like, instead of trying to go for all of them, I essentially just went like, I'm gonna draw all of the card draw wizards. I'm gonna draw my whole deck, and with the use of the hammer, I'm gonna delete enough space where I one shot you. So I called it Bleen TK because I'd use Master Bleen to just cycle through my whole deck, and like that's how I won. I would literally just have every deck card in my deck in my hand, so I could just do whatever I wanted. Um, the other dominant strategy when we did that was Spore Mice, because you would just have an infinite amount of Spore Mice, and if you couldn't get your strategy online fast enough, you just lost the Spore Mice. Boons are a reference to graveyard effects from multiple different card games. That's, yeah, you know what, yeah, you're right, yeah. I couldn't think of anything for that, but yeah. No, I really like the overall aesthetic. The lore is awesome. How the game plays is awesome. I loved the challenge of Casey's mod. Trying to beat Skullstorm was really fun. I know Christian eventually wants to do a Squirrels only run, or free cost only run. I can't remember exactly. I think it's free cost units only. I know he talked about wanting to do that again. He started streaming it and then just stopped because he got busy. I'm sure he'll be back for that. But yeah, love this game to death. It's so good. I would highly recommend anyone to play this game, along with any of the other games in S tier. And now For the King. I have a very interesting relationship with For the King. I think thematically, it's a really fun game. I think like it has a lot of cool stuff that you can do in it, and the gameplay loop is very interesting. But I hate it. I hate that I like it because it's so goddamn hard. You'll be sitting there with your friends, most likely, because you don't have to play with friends because it's a party of 3 game, and so I've always played it with a party of 3, of course. Me, Christian, and Jack from Dunderheads. And you'll be sitting, you'll think you have a good build, and then you go into the next dungeon you have to do, by the way, and you get wiped. Sucks to suck, back to square one, do it again. Then you'll get it going again. You had a really good run. You got a little bit farther this time, actually, because you knew that the dungeon that killed you last time was bullshit, and you better prepared for it. As best as you can, of course, because it's RNG and you don't know what you're going to get. Then you die again, to the very next dungeon. And then you die to the last dungeon on your next run that you died to. So, like, now you didn't even make it as far as you did last time, because your run wasn't as good. And then you realize, man, half the classes in this that are fun and interesting are bad. One of the coolest classes that you can play is the astronomer, because of his ability to randomly just insta kill enemies. Problem, now it does give you a really good item when you do that, but you don't get XP and you don't get what it would have normally dropped, which sucks. So then you kind of fall behind a little bit. The thumbnail is crazy clickbait with Megabonk and F tier. A Cole. Hello, Dr. Miley Kitey. I did that on purpose. I don't know so I was find that an F tier. I just did that on purpose for clickbait. You're so right. But yeah, the combat is really interesting. There's a lot of like interesting things you can do. I think a lot of the skills are really cool, and like I'm a sucker for fantasy settings. I won't lie, but it's so hard. And every time we look into like things like this, it's like, hey guys, I finally did it after 150 plus hours of gameplay. I finally beat the base difficulty. What? That like For the King feels like it's hard for the sake of being hard, not for the sake of being enjoyable. I've put too much time in it to not beat it. Eventually, I will beat it with my friends. But every time we play this, we're like, yeah, sure. Let's do a round of For the King. Why not? I mean, might as well. We gotta beat it at some point. And we've gotten to the part of a relationship with this game to where we don't even want to listen to the soundtrack anymore. We pull up our music bot in our personal Discord and just start typing in random songs, either video game songs or actual like songs from like music producers and creators and all of that, to listen to instead, to kind of slightly take our mind off of this game. I don't know where I'd put it, honestly, because of that. Because like conceptually, it's a good game, but like they made it way too hard for no reason. I heard Path of Acra can be crazy hard. I'd believe that. If For the King wasn't insanely luck-based, I might enjoy it, and keep in mind I love D&D, a game all about luck, and that feels more fair than For the King. I 100% agree. I agree. Because it feels like you can at least, in D&D, kind of get it to feel like the luck is just kind of like, oh, well, maybe like 5-10% of the time you get unlucky, but because you tailored your build in a way. This does not feel that way. You're just gonna hit a dungeon that you think you're prepared for, and you just weren't prepared for. It doesn't matter. You're gonna fall behind. It feels like just kind of no matter what you do. The pros say that it's just like, oh, learning how to do it. I feel like we've tried everything, and I just think we just haven't gotten lucky enough. D2 exists for a reason. Yeah, it probably should be D tier. I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind. I want to play the second game, but I have a problem. I have a feeling the second game is probably going to be the same problem, different sauce. Because I know they added an extra character, and then the next game, instead of being 3-player, it's 4. But I feel like that just is like, oh, well, now we can make it 25% more difficult. And they can't, no, our players can't complain. And it's like, ugh. Skill issue. That's what the people say. I think it's sure it probably is a skill issue, but at the same time, it's wild for them to also say, yeah, after about 100 hours, you should be at the skill level to where you can actually make good attempts. Not win, mind you. They just say good attempts after hour 100. That is crazy amount of time investment to get a good run. But yeah, I mean that's kind of how I feel about For the King. Like conceptually, great game. If you play the easy difficulty where it actually feels fair, you could probably have a good time. Base difficulty is bullshit, and I don't understand how people have fun playing the high difficulty. If the game is too hard for the average player, it's not a fair game. I agree. Good spread, but honestly, you should rename F tier to Rogue tier. Yeah, alright. Hold on. Oh, shit. Where'd it go? There we go. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with this list. I might honestly shift Peglin down here and keep everything else the same. I don't know. Yeah. I'd say it's probably top of... Get over there. There we go. It's probably top of C tier. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with this. There are definitely other roguelikes I play that didn't put on here. I could have. I just didn't. Box it, close it, ship it. YouTube vid ready. I don't know, maybe. I might shift this over to the editor and see if he wants to make a video out of this. But yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with this. I love all of these games. Eventually, I'll have more in-depth reasonings for them than what I did during this live stream, when I actually write down a lot of my thoughts. A lot of those thoughts you can, for the games I have reviewed, you can go watch the video on and see more specifics for, especially at the earlier games I talked about, because I don't think I really went super in-depth on Risk of Rain, Dead Cells, and things like that. There are definitely a lot of games that had more discussion in their respective video than on here, of course. But yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with this. I kind of wish I did put more games on here now. Because I could have put like Loop Hero on here. What other games did I got? I could have put like let's see. I could put Dome Keeper on here. I played a good bit of Dome Keeper. Skull is a good game I could have put on here. Death Road to Canada, that's a good one. Short Stream Blue. I love Loop Hero. You know what? Hold on. Let's grab some more images. Fuck it. We're having a good time. Let's grab some more images. Loop Hero. Let's see here. What's a good image? We'll grab you. Come on, screenshot. Let me take it. Let me take you. Come on. There we go. We'll grab Skull. Also, I love the art in Skull. Not only like in the game because like I'm a sucker for pixel art. Like this is gorgeous to me. Like I love like pixel art. Like especially pixel art like this where it's so good you can't tell it's pixel art for certain creatures. So good. And like this peak cinema. Love it. Let's see what else have I played. What else can I get in here? I have not played Wall World. I'll have to look into that. Pulling up Steam again. I should just realize I have window capture on, so you guys couldn't even see what I was looking at for Skull saying was peak. I don't think, at least. Hold on. Could you? Oh, no, you could. Okay, good. Loop Hero is so much fun, and his music you just leave running in the background, listening when vibing. I agree. Does Kingdom count as a roguelike? It might. Honestly. What was the game I was looking up? Oh, yeah, Wall World. You can probably make an argument that Kingdom is. Wall World. This looks interesting. Looks like Dome Keeper. Oh, that's another game we could put on here. Dome Keeper. That's good. This one. I try to get the names in them. It didn't work so well for games like Inscription. But yeah, I try to get the names in these. That's what we got that I've played a good bit of, that I feel comfortable putting on a tier list. I could grab Gungeon. That's another one I could put on here. Oops. I don't know why I opened a new tab. Gungeon. I'm excited for Gungeon 2. What about Rogue Legacy 2 or something? I have played the original Rogue Legacy, but I have not played Rogue Legacy 2. I want to, though. I liked Rogue Legacy. We'll grab Rogue Legacy. I'm so glad I caught the free weekend for Dome Keeper. I somehow won my first run. Congratulations! Yeah, I love Dome Keeper. It's a very relaxing and fun game. At least to me. I know it can be a little stressful at times, but I think it's pretty good. What else is here? What else is here? I could... I got Death Road. I would put Bone Razor minions on here. but I haven't played that in a long time, and I know they've updated it, so I don't feel comfortable giving a good review of that. Let's grab Nubby's Number Factory. Let's throw another goofy game to put on here. I have not played Ball X Pit yet, so I would not be able to rate that. How about Crypt of the Necrodancer? I have not played that one. I've never played Enter the Gungeon. It's fun. I'd almost say Otherworld Legends is a roguelike, but they lag so much behind in microtransactions. Damn. That's unfortunate. What else do I got? What else have I played a good amount of? I could put... Yeah, I'm gonna put actual Vampire Survivors on here. While I'm thinking of Vampire Survivors, I saw they announced the Dead Cells team, or, well, Evil Empire, who did a lot of the DLCs for them. This is probably fine. Is making a actual Castlevania game. And I am very excited for that. I think that's actually going to be really fun. There we go. We got 8 more games. Just goof around, have fun, and rate. The new Castlevania. Yeah, I'm actually really excited for that because, I mean, I love Dead Cells, so I feel like the people who were working on Dead Cells towards like the later end of its life, kind of know what they're doing to make like a good Metroidvania type game. So I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. All right, well, that's a good start of Rogue Legacy. I played this a very long time ago now. Actually, I think it's been about like 4 or so years. I got this for free at some point, and I played it and beat it and really liked it. I want to play the second one. I think the concept of it was really interesting, where like your lineage takes over after you die, and they have random mutations and traits and things, but you can still kind of influence how strong certain classes are and things like that. But you don't actually actively get to pick your class every time. Sometimes you'd have to play a class you're less comfortable with. I think it's very interesting, and it was very fun and very cool. And I like, of course, Metroidvania-esque roguelikes. So I think this one's definitely a high B tier. I'm excited to play the second game. If I remembered more about it than what I do remember of it, I probably would maybe put it higher into A tier, but as of right now, I think B tier is where I will going to put it. And our recommendation is Pathogenic. Let me pop over to my Steam tab and look that up. Ooh. This is cool. It reminds me a lot of like Carrion and Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time, especially, actually. But a little bit more like on your own. Yeah, no, this looks cool. I do also like some bullet hells. So yeah, no, that's it's going on the wish list right there. I'll play that demo for sure. I might honestly, next time I stream, just pop it's getting dark in here, I'm gonna turn my light on. Next time I stream, I might just play a couple of these like little demo games you've been recommending, honestly. Pathogenic does look really cool. Alright. Death Road to Canada. I had a pretty big Death Road to Canada phase, like twice. Once watching it and once playing it. I kind of want to play it more, honestly, than I have. It's really silly. It's really fun. Like a horde game, and I like that a lot. Like the super powerful special characters don't take themselves super seriously and are very silly. I think the "Don't shit your pants" guy from that game, "Don't Shit Your Pants," being a character is really funny. And his gimmick is that he can't like wield weapons or anything, and he just farts to get zombies away from him. And if you do it too much, he dies because he shits his pants. I think it's really silly. I think there's a lot of fun ones, like Jason, how if he gets upset, he'll kill people to regain morale, and you can't get rid of him. He comes back, he just replaces one of your guys. If he's really strong, thankfully, because if he wasn't, that'd be a pain in the ass to deal with. If you like Bullet Hell, cool, I'd recommend Bullet Hell Monday Black. Alright. I also enjoy Bullet Hells. Dear God, the roguelike reviewer is a Touhou player. I have never played that. What even is Touhou? Hold on. I swear the name's familiar. I don't know it. I don't know it off the top. The fuck is this? Yeah, I have never once played this game, Pyros. But yeah, Denver to Canada. Let's see. Where would I put you? Probably top of C. It's fun, but like it's not like a go-to of mine, especially right now. Oops. I almost typed something in S tier. Let's see. Touhou is a popular Japanese RPG bullet hell. It's among the first bullet hells, if I remember correctly. Interesting. Let's see. Next up, we got W's Number Factory. This is kind of another silly roguelike that I just found randomly one day while browsing for roguelikes on either YouTube or just in general. It's like a little pachinko roguelike where you just have a little guy and you gotta like get enough score to like succeed, and like a little pachinko dropper, and there's like a bunch of silly items that like pop the little bubbles and stuff. It's honestly very like amusing and fun, and I would recommend it for sure. I haven't played it in a while as well, just because I kind of did a lot of stuff in it and moved on. But I think it's getting an update here soon. I'll probably return for that. Where would I put you? Huh. Part of me wants to put it in B tier, but I also feel like I like a lot of the games, and I feel like I like some of the games in C tier more at the same time. But I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna put it here for now, and maybe revisit like at the very end, moving some of these around a little bit. All right, the OG Survivor game, Vampire Survivors. When this first came out, like many others, I was pretty addicted to it. Since then, unfortunately, same thing as Slay the Spire, Isaac, everything like that. Games have taken what this game did and have just done it better. Unfortunately. Or at least in ways that are more satisfying than how I like to play roguelikes. But still, had a really good time playing this. I still think it holds up to this day, especially since I know they keep updating it. So yeah, let's see. Where would I put you? Probably low B. As much as I like Desktop Survivors, I do think Vampire Survivors is probably the better game. Unfortunately. Just because it has more content. You know, I think I like the silliness of Desktop Survivors a little bit better. In fact, actually, I'm going to do one of those shuffles right now. I think I'm going to put Death Road above Desktop and put Desktop down here. Honestly, Desktop Survivors was so short. Yeah, that's part of why I moved it. I loved it. It was very, like, what it offered was great, but I do wish there was more. You know, maybe we could get a sequel, but Desktop Survivors 99 or something, and it'll be like everything this game has and more. One can dream. Can you zoom your screen in a game in a bit, Cole? I'm having a hard time seeing the games in each tier. Let me see if I can fix that. Hold on. Da, da, da. Put it like right here. There you go. If you need zoomed in more, let me know. That's so much better. Well, good. All right. Let's see. Next up, we got Loop Hero. I still need to beat this game. I'm still on the final segment. I haven't beaten the final boss yet. I just have gotten busy playing other ones and doing other things. I just haven't gotten around to beating Loop Hero yet. The concept of it is really fun. I like the classes in it, even if some of them are just blatantly better than the others. But it's really fun. The concept of having to rebuild the world and like avoid with shards of memories of what used to exist. It's really interesting. I kind of like the vibe this game gives off of kind of being like a doomed world and all of that, and like it seems like everything is trying its best to make the world no longer exist except for you, the main character. I'm very excited to see the climax of the game. I just need to actually buckle down and do it and get a good run going to do it. Because it certainly is not easy. That's for sure. But yeah, no, it's very fun. Said it time and time again, sucker for pixel art, so the art style is moi. It's great. And overall, I just like the vibe that's got going on. I need to finish it. I genuinely do. Let's see. If I had to put it on this tier list, I think I would probably put it right here. And now right here. Yeah. Right in between Slay and Monster Train 1. Yeah, I really like this game. I need to come back to it. Genuinely. And actually finish it. And figure out how the ending goes. Pixar in 32-bit music, if I remember correctly. I think you're right. The Rogue is just very clearly the best class to live here. The other two classes can at times feel a lot more fun. I agree. Necromancer is my favorite, but sometimes it feels like it's just destined to lose some matchups. But yeah, the Rogue is stupid good, and it's crazy. It's been fun hanging out and chatting with y'all about games. Good night. Good night, Furious Wave. Thanks for stopping by and recommending some cool-looking games and hanging out. Look forward to seeing you in the future for these streams and things. Next up, we got Skull, another Metroidvania-esque roguelike. I've had a lot of fun with this game over the years. I've come back to it a couple times. There's been a few updates that make some skulls feel a lot worse, unfortunately, but overall, a lot of like the skulls that are like, this kind of sucks, have been updated to be like, man, this is really cool. I'm not a big fan of what it does sometimes for those updates, but at least every skull now feels like it has its own unique thing it does. I remember the Grim Reaper skull being one of my favorites change rework. And how they reworked it was still really cool, but it went from being my favorite skull in the game to kind of like upper mid tier. There is a Dead Cells skull in it, which is cool. It's also probably not one of my favorite skulls though. I know Dead Cells also has a skull weapon in it. I think, which I also think sucks. But you know, the crossovers don't have to be good. They can be cool. I definitely think Skull has the better, like, powered thing. I think you can make the Dead Cells skull work a lot better than you can the Dead Cells, the bone weapon from Skull in Dead Cells. Yeah, very cool game, very fun. I really like the music in the game. It's very nice and cool. I like the lore behind it. I probably will review this at some point, so I won't go too deep into that, especially if people want to go play it themselves. Um, it has a lot of fun bosses, even if some of them are a little bullshit the first time you fight them. Um, there's a lot of neat things it does because of each like skull having its own unique move set. There's a lot of really neat moves and combos you can do. You can lean more aggressive, you can lean more defensive or passive. There's a lot you can do in this game. I think it's really cool. I look forward to reviewing it at some point. I have beaten this one at least, at least, but not all the difficulties. But I'm probably gonna put it. Let's see. I think I like it more than Balatro. I probably like it more than both the Survivor games. I definitely don't like it more than Raven's Watch, so it's somewhere in this. I think I like it more than Sulfur. I'm kind of debating on whether or not I like Monster Train 2 more or not. I'm gonna say I like Monster Train 2 a little bit better than this. Not by a lot though. Those two are very close. That I'm actually like thinking about it. Next up, we got Dome Keeper. I would say this about the Loop Hero final boss. He won't attack you for his first two attacks, and when you find out what his main mechanic is, you'll be happy he doesn't. That's great. Love that. For Dome Keeper. Dome Keeper's a pretty cool game. It reminds me a lot of those old school like mining flash games that you would play. I mean, it's really interesting having to manage like going into the caves, digging to get resources, and then spending those resources to defend yourself. Or you can spend those resources to make yourself better at digging, so you can actually win faster. And you will eventually need to upgrade some of those digging things, or else digging takes fucking forever in deeper levels because the stones get harder. Because that's just how that works. As well as the monsters will of course get harder, so you don't want to leave your offenses in the dirt. I think there's a lot of neat little like small abilities you can make. Ones that like make you boost faster. One that gives you like a shield or delays the incoming waves. There's a little guy named Drillbert that digs little tunnels for you. He's cool. It's a lot of neat stuff. There's a second class that functions a little bit differently than the main class. I don't really care for the second class. I won't lie. The main class you just dig with a drill when you hit into things. The second class you throw little balls out that do that for you instead. If I played with it more, maybe I'd like it more, but Dome Keeper's pretty cool. I'll probably put it, honestly, probably top of C. It's neat, but ever since after I first played it and beat it a couple times and did a couple things in the game, I haven't really felt a huge urge to come back to it. Yeah, well, I don't know. I feel like B, honestly, might be better. Because I feel very similarly to it as I do Death Row to Canada. Where I want to come back to it at some point, but I don't have like the biggest urge to do so. Yeah, I'll leave it there for now. Let's see. Next up, Enter the Gungeon. Another case of the I was here at the beginning. Unfortunately, people have surpassed me kind of thing. I really like Gungeon. A lot of the guns are really cool. A lot of the updates were really fun. I'm excited for Enter Gungeon 2 because I want it's very similar to a lot of these other games like Slay the Spire 2, which I'm looking forward to. I think it would just improve upon the formula. However, I do like it more than Isaac. I don't know if I like it more than Slay the Spire though. It's a very good game. I definitely will see myself coming back to this at some point to do more of the stuff in it because I haven't 100%ed it. I won't lie. I don't plan on 100%ing it, but I at least plan on doing more than I've done in it. I'll probably put it right here, right below Slay the Spire. It's really fun game. I love a lot of the mechanics in it. A lot of characters in it are really cool. A lot of the references it makes and things like that. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed Enter Gungeon, but unfortunately, there's a lot of games that do kind of what it does but better in a way. Like I think Raven's Watch is similar but better than this. As an example. Also, I've just kind of leaned away from the more top-down roguelikes as I've kind of gotten more into the genre. So that's just unfortunately how it goes. Let's see. But yeah, there we go. Those are probably most, if not all, of the roguelikes I'm super comfortable in rating, like actively. But yeah, a lot of these, if not all of them, will eventually get reviews at some point. I do plan on it. The two, I try to avoid making negative reviews because I'd rather just not. But the two negative reviews I probably will end up making are for the King and Rogue. Not sure when either of those will come out. I'm not really, of course, in the biggest hurry to get not only footage for that, but also to actually write the script or anything because I don't care for the games. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. There's a couple of things that could probably shift a little bit, honestly, because I know D tier feels a little empty, but at the same time, if I don't really like a roguelike, I don't play it. Yeah. So I feel like For the King is the only roguelike that I don't really care for, but I actively play because I have the sense of I need to at least finish this. Slime Creep, I think, is, yeah, definitely. Is it better than Cosmo Dread? I don't know. Yeah, For the King didn't have a lot of luck-based mechanics. It'd be a solid A tier, but it feels more luck-heavy than games who center entirely around luck, and I don't know how that's even possible. You know, For the King is an impressive game. Not because it's a great game, but because it's an impressive game. Because of all the shit it does. Yeah. These are easily my top 3. I'm very happy with this. The only game that would even approach these 3 is Obelisk. Raven's Watch is definitely a solid in the top 5, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with my A tier. B tier, let's see here. Any of these I would shift. I mean, the only one that would be maybe shifted is Domekeeper or Death Road down to C. But I think pretty happy with this. Monster Train 2 feels like one good update away from S tier in my opinion. I feel like that's possible. It's going to be hard though, because it's got the biggest set of Roblox ever as a deck builder in front of it for me. In Obelisk and Inscription. It has some hefty comparison points as a deck builder, unfortunately. I love it to death. It is easily my favorite of the style of like deck builders that play like Slay the Spire. But these two feel very unique. This one's probably the closest to a Slay the Spire game. Get the fuck out of there, Raven's Watch Shooter 5. But yeah, it's gonna have to get past the big buff bodyguard that is across the Obelisk to get into S tier, because Obelisk is the one that's like on the verge for me right now. But I can see that. No, genuinely, I can see that. If Monster Train 2 keeps going the direction it goes, it could definitely just move up here. But for now, we're gonna leave it here. But yeah, no, I can see it, because they're moving in the right direction. Wormkin being released was literally the number 1 on my wish list, and they nailed it. First, like, actual big update, bam, Wormkin. They're back, baby. So, they're doing stuff right. That's all I can say. They're doing stuff right over there. For B tier, yeah, I don't know if I would move anything here, honestly. I feel like this is pretty happy. The only one I would maybe move is Rogue Legacy. I think I might move it down a little bit. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna move it down slightly. I think I'm gonna put it right next to Loop Hero. I think I like OG Monster Train a little bit more than that. I think I like Shroom and Gloom a little bit more than that. Do I like Loop Hero a little bit more than that? I do think I like Rogue Legacy a little bit more than Slay the Spire. Not by a lot, that mind you. I think I'm gonna keep this like this. I'm gonna keep like this. These two could maybe shift down to C tier. I don't think that's necessary. Well, yeah. I don't think that's necessary. They can stay at B. Those would be the only changes. Oh, C tier. C tier. Let's see. Pretty happy with these two being the little goofy like 90s era kind of things that are still fun, but not like I'm gonna play this all the time. Penguin, I kind of went on the thing where it kind of ruined it for me whenever I tried to play the more difficult runs. Isaac is an unfortunate case. Cosmo Dread and Slime Keep are the main ones I would think about shifting from each other. I'm just trying to think of what I liked more when I played it. Yeah, probably Slime Keep, honestly. I do think I like Slime Keep a little bit more than Cosmo Dread. Because, yeah, I mean, it was fun discovering the game. Because I got in there day one, essentially, pretty much. So I got to uncover like all the secrets myself and do all the things. For Cosmo Dread, it was kind of like... It was the Halloween special. I played it because it was a horror game, more so than anything. So, but it was still fun. Yeah, I think this is good. I mean, I'm happy with this tier list. Yeah, I'm very happy with this. I'm gonna download this, actually. I might post this in the Dunderheads community with no elaboration whatsoever. We'll see. I'll at least have it on hand if I decide to do anything with it. Yep, there it is. Okay, perfect. I just wanted to make sure I had it. We need a roguelike music tier list now, because roguelikes tend to have banger soundtracks. I agree. I don't know if I'm the person qualified to do that. But maybe someday. Who knows? We'll see. Because I do talk about the music a good bit, but I also don't really like think critically about the music, if that makes sense. Like, I'm either like, oh cool, I vibe to this, or yeah, it's alright, and I just zone out on the ones I don't really care for, and I hone in on the ones I really like, so I don't really think about the music I don't like from games as much, I feel. And even then, I don't necessarily like comparing them. But maybe someday. We'll see. I'm not gonna be like, nah, never. It's possible. But yeah, no, that was fun. I wanted to do this as kind of like a 1-year anniversary thing. Woo! For the channel. Do we want to play something? Just to like vibe for maybe like another hour. Like, what is this going on for? Like 2 hours? Yeah, it's been exactly 2 hours pretty much. We could probably call it if we want. 1 year of roguelike reviewing. Yep, 1 year of roguelike reviewing. It's not exact, but I mean, I think. Let me see. When was the first review? When was that bad boy released? Yeah, it was formatted so much differently, but at the same time, not really differently at all. February 8th, little over, or a little under, I mean, a week ago, was the first video from the reviewer. I have thought about it, because of someone mentioning this. I do want to get the little, like, reviewer that I have, that's like my little icon. Eventually, I do want to get an artist to actually draw it. That's not on any priority list whatsoever. Right now, but I want to get someone to mod in a commando skin that is just my little like guy, the little top hat, monocle, and mustache, just on commando. I think that'd be really silly, and I want to do a stream where I play as just commando with that skin. I think it'd be fun and silly. But yeah, February 8th was the first video from the roguelike reviewer. Been a little over a year. Wild. Weird to think it's been that long. It hasn't felt like that long at all. But yeah, it has been. Let's see. What do we want to do? We want to goof around for about an hour? Yeah, we could do goof around for about an hour. I haven't actually technically played with the Wormkin yet in Monster Train 2. Let's do a run with Wormkin. Why not? I'll probably turn off the Mario lo-fi though that I've had on in the background, since we're actually gonna have a game with actual sounds. Let me get this open and we'll change it over. We'll do a run. We'll do a run Monster Train 2. That's a run that just sucks. Then we'll do 2 runs. Alright. Let me get this shifted over. Game capture. Capture Monster Train 2, please. There we go. We'll do a run. I haven't played Wormkin yet. We'll do a run. I also haven't played Soul Saver. We'll do Soul Saver mode. I haven't played Soul Saver mode. I haven't played the Wormkin. We'll go here. This is where we're going. Only a matter of time before she came back. We couldn't hold her here forever. Say hello to mother for me, will you? She's talking about if what Malika hinted at is true. We don't have much time. Something is coming. What was that? Alert, all outpost soldiers get to safety. Ed, where are you? F, run towards the shaking. Down here. Oh, some more of the crystals. What is this? These are souls. The soul stream seems to have ruptured beneath our feet. We're about to have thousands of souls on our hands if we don't seal this soon. And that voice within is Mother. I sealed her away long, long ago. We're up against another titan. Not just a regular titan, a divinity. One of the 3 titans that created heaven and hell. You fought one before. Right, the father. We fought him on the Bone Shaker. He almost destroyed hell. Yes. Makes sense that they do another divinity DLC for Wormkin. There's another new faction. I know, it's these 2 factions. The other armies already spread thin, fighting in heaven. We'll need to join the fray and build our own army. That's what I like to hear. What are we waiting for? Let's get to building. I'm very excited to see what their gimmick is. Oh, it's stewards. Duh. That makes sense. Gain Titanite at -2. Soulforge. Interesting. Alright. Welcome to Soul Saver. This game mode adds souls. Powerful upgrades that augment your run. Select souls. Oh, I forgot to turn off the Mario music. Hold on. There we go. Souls bring with you. Select soul. You start with 1 soul block. Upgrade more as you progress. Select an unlocked soul or your run. Attach it to a unit card once the beginning ends. So it's kind of because the divinity upgrades were away. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna get Gas Bud. Difficulty Bloom. Tangle Overgrowth. Interesting, okay. Decision Guard, I couldn't remember the name earlier, now I feel like an idiot. Yeah, okay, Rail Forged and Wormkin. Well, I've already played with the Wormkin in the first game, so I'm gonna do primary Rail Forged. I'm already sick of Heart of the Pact, that'll Heart of the Pact. Let's see, Smith, Forge 2 and apply armor to the front. Add to your Forge point total. When you play a unit or equipment card, spend all Forge points and granted a bonus attack and armor for each Forge point spent. Oh, that's cool. So they kind of went with like a similar thing to the Echoes, where you can spend stuff and gain stuff. Okay, that makes sense. That's really cool. Stewards were the one, it's obviously expanding Monster Train 2. Now I see they get an entire fucking faction. Hell yeah. No, it is really cool. Crucible Surge, yep. And they get a new faction keyword, Automaton. Etch, deal damage equal to Cena's attack. The front of me, its ability Smelt. I wonder what Smelt does. It tells us, hold on. Consume a card in hand. Gain energy and Forge points with its base cost. So these are actually pretty good together then, because Wormkin love consumed cards. Alright. Unfortunately, I don't get the -2 really on anything. I don't really want to put it on any of these because Titanite. I'll just put it on as Shield Steward then. When you forge, gain a forge point. Yeah, okay, that sounds good. What do we got? What do we got? Enduring Steel. Forge points on all fours. Instead, grant +1 and plus an armor 1 permanently. Pyre Speak. Celebrate. Permanently gains +3.3. Added 0 cost Pyre Shot to your hand. Consume. Pyre melee attacks units on this floor. Those are both really cool. I'm going to do the Enduring Steel one first, though. I've not played the new DLC since I don't have the money yet. Cole accidentally stumbled upon a banger combo, it seems. I mean, it makes sense. They're both released together. That they would work together. I feel like they tried to do that on like purpose. Build up charge. I know how Wormkin works. Add forge points to the strength of your units or equipment when play. Click here to toggle whether forge points will be spent. Interesting. Yeah, okay. Ooh, I like the new infused art. Instead of being all crystalline, they just have a little, like, yeah. It's much simpler, and I actually think I like it a little bit better. Let's see. Do I even have any more units? I do. I have one more steward. Give me more forge points. I'm not putting. Let's see. Well, now that my spear steward's about to become jacked. Hold on. Let me do these. And then bam. Jeez. What does this do? Infested. +1 attack per infested stack. On the train. On the train? Damn. Yeah, I mean, and we just win. I'm just gonna... I like the new Reap icon. I'm pretty sure that's new, at least. It looks good. I should probably move my face cam. Although I don't know where's a good place to put it for Monster Trade. Ooh, the Weldling's really cool. Blue play infuse forge. Gain 2 armor permanently for each forge point spent. The forge points are really cool. These cards look sick. I agree. I really like the Weldling. That's going to be really interesting. Because you can buff him with the forges, and then he shares the armor. Then I'm going to take him because I have permanent forge buffs. Oh, and there's even armor synergy in Wormkin. I will probably hold off it's consume. I'll take it. I want to try it. Battle the Life Mother's Children. Battle the Life Mother's Children in any order. Defeat all four to face the Life Mother in the final encounter. Major rewards and curses afflicted. Defeating a child will upgrade one of the major rewards in the remaining regions and apply the displayed curse for the rest of the run. Strategize to make most of these changes. Ah. Okay. What do you do? At the start of battle, spawn a Jeer mask on each floor. Champions enter with Malaise 10. Oof. It's not that bad, though. A -10 isn't terrible. Enemy units gain Titan Skin 3. That kind of sucks, but it's alright. Bosses enter with Burst 2. Attacks additional time per stack. Okay. That's gonna suck. I might do you last. But these both suck. I don't like the Jeer masks either. But they only have 1 HP. So I could probably kill them with a good opening hand of attack spells. And I don't want to get a trinkets right away. I think I'm going to start with this one. The Malaise doesn't really seem that bad. Ooh. Oh. I don't know what I want, which way I want to go. Depending on where they are, you can kill them with the defender unit. Defenders tend to not do that much damage anyway. Yeah, that's true. I'm assuming they'd spawn on front, but who knows? Do I want to improve? Genuinely, I think I'm debating between whether or not I want to remove cards or get another equipment. I think these are about kind of equal to each other. I'm going to do this one. I think I need to get a thinner deck. You're out of energy. I'll take Ancient Pyre Tap. It could be useful. I kind of want to save cash to get better. Oh, we could get Burst. That's actually pretty big. I don't have anyone good to put that on, but that's pretty good. Oh, hold on. Just gonna. There we go. I'll probably save the rest though. Let's see. What's my weakest stuff? Definitely not this steward. That steward's cracked now. I should get this one to be stronger. Honestly, that'll be my next forge target since it's permanent. I'm gonna get rid of one of my Echo transfers and one of my Reaps. -1 drop. That's fine. I can make up for that. Herzal, Crucible Steward, and we'll save you. I want him to get mega buff. Ooh, Plague Host. Apply Witterbroom 3. Unit and adjacent units take 1 damage per stack at the end of the turn. Very cool. Here, you can have this guy to body block you. The deployment phase, in my opinion, one of the best quality of life changes to Monster Train 2. I love the, yeah, I love this phase. That phase. Put you here. Bonk you, reap you. Oh, damn. I was hopeful that would... I got too greedy. It'll be fine. Oh, hey. Damn it, now I have to make a decision. Do I want to buff my Weldling or my Shield Steward that's free and has Titanite? You get to die. I want the points. I kind of have to decide now. I think I will buff my steward. Sorry, Weldling. Next time. I forgot to spin them. I'm such a dummy. I'm such a dumbass. Oh. Well. I'm so used to things just doing. I don't have any more equipment or units. Fuck. I hit end turns. I can't even. Ugh. That sucks. That's a terrible misplay. I missed out on so much armor and attack. Oh yeah, he has incant. I'm on fuck. He's probably gonna kill me, and you know I deserve it for being an actual moron. I deserve this. Yeah, no, I was a complete moron for that. I deserve that. Oh hey, Weldlings. We can actually start buffing them immediately. I don't know how much I'll use this, but I'm gonna take it to have the option. Oh, I don't even get the buffing option. That's fine. I'm gonna try out Blacksmith. It intrigues me. Yeah, fuck it. I don't need the card draw. Wait, is level 1 gives him multi-strike too? Yeah, I mean, he kind of needs it, to be fair. Well, it's not multi... It's worse multi-strike. It's burst. Once you use the multi-strike, it goes away. But worse multi-strike is still good. Oh, I forgot to put on a soul. That's actually probably good, because I can actually put it on a unit I want to have it. Either way, that's a lot of damage. Oh, yeah. It's meant to get you your forge stacks faster. What's this do again? Gain permanently per... Okay. Start gaining stats on that guy. Yeah, now it's gone. But he did give you forge points, which I want to spend on this guy, so that's perfect. Sucks that that's not permanent. That'd be crazy as a permanent. I should probably change the title of the stream. There we go. I just changed the parentheses of it to see what we're actually doing right now. You're gonna die. Let me get you some more buffs. God, I miss the Wormkin. They're so cool. I'm so glad they're back. I need to get equipment for him so I can give him more of his burst back. I'm trying to think if this would do more damage. Let's see. I don't think it would. Yeah, I don't think it would have done more damage, so I'm glad I did that. Let's get you stronger. I might put the Titanite on this guy, because he's just gonna get massive. Oh, you're gonna get actually just grab Spike Driver spiders because of this class. But they are very weaker with burst instead. Oh, a room with an ability? That's really cool. Oh, hey, there's that Pyro Shot that one of his things give. That's pretty cool, too. Oh, yeah, they gave the Bogfly the ability to move. I mean, I'm just gonna pass. Oh, yeah, we're here again. Are these different? Yeah, they are. Champions enter with melee weakness 3. Oof, that sucks. Enemy units gain armor equal to their attack on Slay. That's not that bad. Enemy units gain infested 1, +1 per infested. That's not anything. I'm just gonna do this one. That one, +1 attack. That's nothing. I'm gonna grab an equipment card though. Ah, silence sucks. This sucks. This one's the best one. Blind Shard. Your power gets 25 HP. Friendly units get +5. Oh, reduced to 1. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna play it a little safe. And I am gonna attach this soul while I'm remembering. There you go, buddy. Alright, what we got? Oh, I could do the Forge Point thing. I actually do think I will multi this. Because that's just incredible synergy there. I don't care if you get one Titan skin. That's not that bad. I'm going to keep this in the back now. Because I want to buff it. And this time I'll actually remember to turn this on. And not be an idiot. Oh, shit. Cherubs. Let's see. It sucks that I drew both of these. I'm gonna put this on this floor, because that other one's about to die. I think it would be a bad decision to buff him. Oh, I accidentally buffed this guy. Oh well, I mean, that's fine. I guess I still got one more I can buff up with Forge Points. Oh, and my Weldlings, which will run back around. So actually, I will turn this off for now. And you can get stronger. Let's see. I probably... Well, no, I know I will get one more, but it won't be permanent. So I should do this. And then I should do that. And then I do this, this, this. Damn. That is not as good as I was hoping it would be. And I just blow you up, because at least that's damage. I might die here. Damn it! Okay. Jeez, this place really corrupted the hell out of the enemies. They look disgusting AF, holy. They do. Oh, interesting. That is an X spell that gives more space. Required defeats an enemy permanently gains 5 attack. Ooh. Yeah, this new one is hard. I really like the Reforged clan though. Oh, interesting. There's ones for defeating with specific ones. Interesting. Neat. How do you unlock more? Oh, I bought a specific amount of souls. Got it. Interesting. I'm gonna swap real quick though to play around with the Spine Chief again. Ugh, I don't really want Renovates. Steel Guard. Cannot lose more than 15 armor per hit? That's fucking crazy! That's so good. When you forge here, 1 forge point, yoink. I'm probably going to grab the Decayer. Since I don't have permanent forge point usage, I don't worry too much about that. Oh, excuse me. Put you here. Here. Alright. Just gonna... Oh, that's so good. Actually, I think I will renovate because, well, no, I don't have any more. No, I do have a Shield Steward still. I'm gonna do this. This. And then this. Yeah, my guy got a lot of bursts. Holy. Can't put you anywhere. Oh, Reap, my beloved. How I missed thee. I am excited to unlock the other champion, though. The one that like, gives you your consume cards back. I love that little guy. I will probably grab you, Bogfly. Bonk was a really good attack spell, so I will take that. What we got? What we got? Wither Bloom wasn't that bad. Oh yeah, Infest, it's like a nothing. We'll do this one again. Oh, Corrupted Steward's Quarters is pretty cool. I'll grab that. What we got in here? What we got in here? Oh, Revenge Forge 1? That's a cool frontliner. Salvage Machine, Harvest, Forge 1, Scrap Harvest. Scrap Metal to your hand. It's Refine 3 do. Huh. Neat. I like that's even animated in its little art. I'm gonna grab the Forge Steward. How did you know, Gabe? That's exactly what I was gonna give this to. Oh, I'm gonna have to wait for him to wrap back around though, because he takes up 3. Why do you have to be so fat? So I'll do you, you, you. And then when he wraps back around, I'll have enough space. Oh, but I also want to put Bogfly in here. God. I'll do this. Do this. Just so he dies. Yeah, alright, I'll put the Bogfly in here. I can always move him out. Ah, of course, there he is. Honestly, I'll put you... Ah, I should have spent money on him. Hold on. Or not money, forge points on him. Sweet. Sucks that I kind of just had to let that guy walk by. Yeah, I'll just leave this guy here. I was debating on moving him up, but it'll be fine. Let's get the damage on him in now. Sweet. Now we get to see how the major rewards work. Ooh, Proclamation's really good. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. Oh, another bonk. This one's infused too. How's my deck looking? I think I will grab it. I need to cut cards though, desperately. Oh hey, cutting cards. Usually I cut stewards, but they're kind of good. I might only keep one set of stewards, actually. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, that's just my strat. Yeah, let's give me more reap, baby. Ooh, Echo Stone's really cool of an upgrade. I'm gonna reduce you to... Can you give 2 Titanites? No, it doesn't do anything. Quarter damage would have been crazy though. Let's see, give Echo Stone to you. Give you the Smidge Stone. Reroll. None of these are what I wanted, but I will give you Multi-Strike, because that's just nuts. I was hoping to get a large stone for the revenge guy. Sure, Gorge on Slay. Okay, so don't let him kill people. Ooh. New boss music. Pretty good, pretty good. I'm liking it. Ooh, 13 attack. Ooh. I mainly just want to put the Bogfly on your floor, so I will renovate this floor. What does the Gorge ability do on you anyway? Oh, gain rage 3. Okay, that's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Bogfly. Put Steward's quarters up here. Do I have any... I should have buffed you with this. Yeah, I don't have any more things to buff with my points. I should have buffed him. Hold on, I can still buff him. I need to remember this. I'm not used to having, like, trigger. So this should be my last thing this turn. Should do this, this, this. Fortunately, it doesn't give me enough to play this, but I can play this. I guess I can do this. I'm going to bonk you. And then turn this on, give it to you. Glorious. Yeah, I want to reap you really badly. Actually, just start piling on some damage. And he's... Oh, it's already final wave? Damn. Well, in that case, just gonna... There we go. Now everybody gets to get reaped to death. I'm bogflied to death. I forgot how good the bogflies were. Holy. Spend all 4 points, deal the damage. Ooh. Damn. Oh, here it is. Worm connections, which are consumed. Choose a card, smell all cards in hand except the chosen card. Yeah, these two would be crazy together. How many consume cards do I currently have in my deck? Only 2. I don't think I want any of these actually right now because of that. Spire, gain 3/3. Gain 1 on all floors. This guy's crazy. Yeah, come on in. Welcome to the team. You're going to the top floor. Major reward has been upgraded. By defeating one of the Life Mother's children, a random major reward is improved in the remaining regions. Merchants and Trinkets Plus. Neat. Oh, it's a light... Upgrade your champion twice. I'm going there. I'm going to upgrade my champion twice. I don't even know how that works. I will go this way. I think I value healing. I don't think I need any of the other ones. Because let's see. Yeah, I get him maxed out. And then he just gets a bonus. Yeah, I'm giving him the +5. That's nasty. That's disgusting. Huh. I'm just gonna go. I don't really want him to have Titan skin. Spine Chief. Glare Minder is going up here. Forge Steward, you're gonna protect. And Steel Steward. And there we go. Wild set of abilities here. Right, put this up here. Bonk you. When the Bogfly gets in here, he's gonna be crazy, though. Where is he? Why does he have to be at the bottom 4? We'll do... We'll Proclaim. We'll do this. Yeah, the Bogfly is gonna be kind of a maniac on the field when I play him here. I get more? I can. 207 times 2. Fuck it, let's just renovate. Who cares? We'll renovate again, even. He's just dead. I'm just not gonna play enough in that. The sweep guy would have been a problem if I didn't have 100 armor. Ooh, Wormkin Spike. Yeah, I think I will take a Wormkin Spike. Thank you, actually. Forge 8. That's cool. Armament Drive. Consume, add a +15/+15 crafted equipment to your hand for each unequipped friendly unit. Damn! Car collapse. Deal damage to enemy unit equal to 30 times the space on this floor. Reduce space to 1. I'm having an Armament Drive. These cards are crazy. We're gonna go this way. I have a feeling we're gonna get a pretty good duplicate going. Dualism. Doesn't really help too much. Well, dualism on this, 50 armor, that's 100 armor essentially they have to get through. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Let me re-roll. Oh, of course I get the large stone, so I could have gotten I'm gonna put that on you, maybe? No, I'm gonna give you quick and damage per shard. And we're gonna remove one of the renovates. These cards kind of just suck. And then magic, permanently remove consume. I don't really need to. I will give you +20 magic and consume though. Give this one -1 cost, and we're to the races. What do I want to duplicate? Could get a second Bogfly. Yeah, I will actually get a second Bogfly. That's just nuts. Gain 3 times armor per malaise on strike. Okay. Well, that's too damn bad. Oops. There we go. Damn. Damn, it kills? Well. I should have waited to do that. Hold on. That sucks. Just gonna have to do that. At least get some use out of him. Oh, it's a bogfly. Damn, that's some crazy damage, actually. I really like the music of these bosses. Oh shit, now's my chance. Damn, I just now get this too. I just want to put Reap on this guy. I guess I could play this next turn. Go, my Reap. Kill them all. Craft some equipment, and there we go, baby. Just like that. This also gives me a good place to put forge points in. Got him. Oh, their spike gives forge. That makes sense. I just get more attack. Well, this actually would be beneficial, because then I could start rebuilding it. Nah. What we got? What we got? Conductor Steward? That's cool. 5/5/5 to the 7 unit. Ready units attack immediately. Ooh. This guy's good. I think I'm gonna skip for now because I'm running a little bit low on space, but I think I'll do this one next. What we got in the alcove? Purifier unit or gain the beacon's light? Raise card text and upgrade slots from a unit. Oh. Who would I even do this to? Probably the Shield Steward? Because I don't really want Beacon's Light. Yeah, I'm going to put that on the Shield Steward. That's a cool event. Have them taken down. Nice job. Thank you. I think well, no, that's too expensive. I was thinking about it, though. What we got here? What we got here? Plus, ooh. You can just buy these in the upgraded shop? That's so expensive, though. And none of these are very good. Ooh, that's pretty good. Fire piping. I will take the Artificial Pyrostone just so I can get that other steward out of my deck on turn 1. And I'm good. I don't think I really want to deal with that. No, I should have taken that. It's too late now. I probably could have done it with how much Reap I apply. Alright, sweet. Now I can actually protect you. What the fuck? Ossivane Sintal. Zephyrite. So they all have haste, so I kind of gotta kill these guys. Did it. God, that's so many forge points. Oh, perfect. Bugfly, go in. Get them. Beat them up. Beat them to death. Yeah, I guess I got to cycle around for the Bogfly again. Kill you. Kill you. Wrath this. I actually will spend the forge points to make this guy not die. I'm gonna just give you all equipment, because that card's nuts. Such a good card, just to give people equipment, especially on a class that buffs the equipment. Yeah, whoever the boss is gonna get cooked. Oh, it's this lady. Forget, do you have incant? You do. Well, you die, so then you just, here, have a spike. Alright, bye. Alright, what we got? What we got? What do we got? Oh, shit. Fill the things. Track 3, retreat, apply days, return soul. Return a spell from your discard pile to your hand. Apply fuse and... that would actually be very handy. Distinct. Discard interactive cards that share its name. That's a cool, like, little thing to put on that. And it makes sense. I will probably just not take any of those, though. Ooh, apply burst one of the friendly units. That's nice. I don't think I ever have 3 energy, though, to just put on that. I could have upgraded Merchant of Magic, though. We're going this way. Oh, double stack doesn't work on Forge. I will put double stack on the spike, though. Oh, I just realized what this does. It doubles all the effects of the, like, the basic ones. -4 and consume. Holy shit. Oh, my Wormkid spike is not eligible. Give that to you. Alright, we're out of here. think I'm gonna remove one of my smiths. And probably one of my fractures. Oh yeah, the Crucible Seer is back. I think I'm good though, thanks for the offer. Quick could be pretty good. Fight Club is just good. I think I will grab the Fight Club actually, and I can put that on the first floor. Maybe grants us up enemy units in a burst on resolve. Oh, that sucks. Put you here. You go here. You go here. You go here. And you go here. I wish I did not get my armament drive. So, oh wait, never. It's frozen. It doesn't matter. I got this soon. I think so. You don't die. I'm gonna do this. Buff. Oh, hold on. Turn redo. I do still want to do that, but I want to do this. Turn this off. Play the bog fly. Turn this back on. Then give him the armor. And then I'll start building towards my next bog fly. Which is right here. But 36 stacks is kind of looking pretty good right about now. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna... Oh yeah, they're free. Duh. Oh, I can't even do it anywhere. So it doesn't matter. Let's start slowly killing the final boss. Reap. Wait, did it kill my top guy? I was saving him for now. Damn it! Yeah, this guy's cooked. Actually, I think it's more damage to just leave those in because of my bog fly. It's just eating them up with the shards. Merge two equipment in your deck together. Apply -1. Ooh. I don't have enough, but that's cool to have as a card. I guess the scrap guy. I'm just gonna skip. Final one. I'm gonna go this way. I want the cash. Another Wormkin spike. Yeah, I'll take another Wormkin spike. Could use a little bit more card draw though. Genuinely. Alright, time to start going to town. Beep. Bop. Try to save as much HP on my guy as I can. Beep. Get ready for my bog flies. Oh god, they give him melee weakness. And then actually, because I want him to live, I'm gonna do this. Then this. And then this. Because 141 attack is still plenty alright. Then we put in the Fight Club. Yeah, no, we're just fine. Yeah. Nah, this I miss Wormkin. I forgot how stupid broken they were when you got something going. I'm just gonna... I mean, yeah, I don't really have... I'm just gonna leave it. And then now he just needs to take enough hits to die. Oops. Apparently that was enough to do it. Alright. I'll take it. Sweet. Yeah, I'll take that. That's nice. I wish this wasn't 8. Like, I mean, yeah. Mass production. Create a copy of a non-champion unit equipment or room card in hand. Ooh. Yeah, I'll take that. Still need card draw, though. I might go this way just to hope one of these has card draw. Echo Burn. Extract 3, draw 2. I mean, were they listening in? I mean, that's great. I don't really have a lot of expensive spells. I'm just going to take Trader's Quill, the money. Oh, hey, now I don't have to spend a turn doing that one thing. So now I can remove it. I don't need to renovate anymore. And these are kind of mid. I'm going to reroll. I wish I could buy that. But this one's still really good. I'm going to get the crown. Keep my guy alive. Tibby creates a copy of the front enemy unit on the floor, and in turn, if there are no enemy units, Tibby creates a Jeer Mask. Okay. That's fine. It's fine. Chief. Forge Steward. Steel Steward. Glare Minder. I could have probably put the Glare Minder behind you now, honestly. Yeah, but this is, I think, more HP. Yeah, it is. Overall. Ooh, never mind. I should have put him behind you because you only take 15 armor per. I'm gonna give this to you. And it sucks to get it early. I'm just gonna go ahead and yeah, so I can make sure I keep these guys on lock. Oh, okay, cool. That Gearmax literally went and died. Alright, put you here so I can then use your Echo. Oh, this removes your other ability. I didn't know that. Still, though, I do want the extra cards. And then, because I want to keep this guy alive. And we'll wrap back around for the Bogfly. Yeah, because I want to buff up my Bogfly. So we'll wrap back around. Get rid of all of them. Yeah, the Gearmasks are annoying. I'm glad I didn't bother with these guys. Oh, my Bogfly's dead. I need to get the next one to be super buff. Seriously? Seriously. Give me him. No. Give me him. Definitely wish I put that on someone, this on someone else though. Because I didn't know you couldn't have two abilities. Oh, final wave. Let's see. I need to apply hella reap to this man. Alright, this is just gonna have to do. I'm just gonna have to get enough reap on him. This is gonna be a close one. I think I lost. Yeah. Not enough. Damn! This is hard. It's really cool, but this is hard. Oh, I wish I had Echo Snare. For that. Wanted to show a card each. Oh, that's nice. Oh yeah, the gaining. Yeah, that would have been helpful. That would have been helpful too. Yeah, it's just gonna have to. It would have been helpful if I was pretty close at least. Yeah, that would have been helpful to have. At least I got these levels. Juggernaut. That's an X monster is really cool. Broken Rail, when you forge a unit or equipment, grant 2 HP for each. That would have saved the run, probably. As well. Mean Mug, gain average 12. That's nice. Gain attack equal to all infested stacks. Neat. Oh Jesus! How many souls I unlock? I'm still reading. No, come back. All right, we're going to the station then. Grub gained 1 health, perfect on strike, and 1 attack on revenge. That's nice. Mean Bugs, the average one, gain attack with sacks. We have none for spells. We do have a couple goggles. 2 random sword cards are upgraded with gain 1 Ember and draw 1 next turn. That is so good. Your Pyre randomly gains either plus 5 HP or attack after any boss is defeated. Gain an artifact that gives either plus 1 Ember, plus 1 draw, or plus 2 space after the next flying boss is defeated. That's really good too. Gain 3 Ember, reduce this amount by 1 each turn. That's cool as well. And you can upgrade them? The ghost? Yeah, you can upgrade them. Interesting. Very cool. Well, I think I will probably call it here though. That was fun checking out the new DLC. I'm glad Wormkin are back. The new faction's really cool too. I'm excited to do like normal runs with them as well. Where are they at on the? Oh, sweet. They acted. Oh, cool. So they kind of future-proofed it a little bit by making a page 2, so they can, if they wanted to, add more factions. And I'm very happy that the Wormkin are back. I need to play this game more, honestly. I haven't done any of the Covenants really yet, because I've just been kind of goofing around whenever I play this game. But yeah, you guys have a good one, Lol. You as well, Ulysses. Thanks everybody for stopping by for the tier list thing, and then just me goofing off on Monster Train 2 for a little bit. It was fun. I'm glad it's been a good year for a roguelike reviewer. Here's to another good year. And I'll see you guys in I think Monday for the next live stream on Dunderheads. See you guys then. All right. I'll catch you all later. I don't really have a good outro. Bye.